Fantastic, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Deviyo Sajjano Mitro, let us go ahead. We are done with the chapter. We are left with one last concept. While solving your question, now one of the questions that I gave you, you must have certainly come across presumptive taxation. But other than that, you were able to solve the question, no? So presumptive taxation being the last part of the chapter is what we have to do. Actually, they use the term presumptive taxation, but somewhere there is terminology error in this itself. It is actually not presumptive taxation. It is actually presumptive income scheme, which is given to us in three sections. Section 44 AD, Section 44 ADA. AD, AD needs ADA. See, even AD has ADA. Even only CA students are simple. And 44 AE. AD, ADA, AE. Three sections. Presumptive income. Sir, what exactly is this? We last May, I hope you remember, we studied a section 44 AA for maintenance of books of accounts and 44 AB for tax audit. At least that recap is required. That if your turnover exceeds in profession 50 lakh, then you have to get your books audited as per income tax law. We call it tax audit by a CA holding certificate of practice. In business, the same limit is 1 crore. However, if you are going cashless, that is your receipts or payments, both are less than or equal to anything less than or equal to 5%. Receipts and payments both are less than or equal to 5% in cash out of your total. And mind the words, they are not saying purchases and sales. They are saying receipts and payments in cash less than or equal to 5%. And non-account pay check will also be considered as cash for the purpose of this calculation. Then we will change the tax audit threshold of business from greater than 1 crore to greater than 10 crore. Is that clear? However, there will be no tax audit if you have opted for PTS. BTS, PTS. If you have opted for PTS. This line, first of all, makes it clear that this whole scheme is optional. Because if this was compulsory, they would have never used a line like that. Is that clear? Correct? Hai? And second, we understand that if we take presumptive taxation in this part, then we don't have to do an audit. What is presumptive taxation? Some of us are required to maintain books of accounts for the purpose of income tax. But sometimes maintenance of books of accounts is going to be difficult. Because you are too much involved in your day-to-day business activity. I'm explaining the logic of what is PTS. Once you know the logic, you'll understand the section also. Supposingly, Shivam Gupta. Shivam, have you ever been to a medical store pharmacy? Why? Medicine, no? What is that to laugh in that? Medicine, obviously, you have to get rehabilitation from Pratika products. For medicine. If Shivam, you did not observe this last time when you went, so next time you go and check this, that every medical store you go, every pharmacy you go, they have a long queue. A long line of people waiting for their turn. Even if you have multiple shops next to each other, no, near hospital, still there is a queue in all the shops. Like literally you have to wait. So one day Shivam, because Shivam stays right across the road from our class building, no, he just has to cross one road and reach the class. So while crossing the road, he was lost in someone's thoughts. Arey sir ka jokes, no, you all said ke while walking on the street also you remember sir ka jokes. So he was lost in those thoughts. Correct? A car hit him. He is injured. We have to ask, how are you, car? We have to actually ask, how are you, car? So finally, Shivam was advised some rest by the doctor and prescribed a long list of medicines. The cost of this medicine will be nearly 9-10,000. Good amount of sales. He is waiting with that prescription in the pharmacy, waiting for his turn. There are people ahead of him in the queue. Karan is standing over there. The shopkeeper asked him, Karan, what do you want? Karan says, sir, tax lectures are going on. Do you have Saridon? That also, sir, I will buy one per day. Why should I take the full package? Maybe one day lecture gets cancelled. Maybe some other lecture starts, then there will be big break in tax. So I don't want to waste. One at a time, 2 rupees. Just imagine everyone else is waiting in queue, including Shivam with a prescription of 10,000 rupees. But the shopkeeper goes inside, on his computer passes an entry. Cash account debit to sales account being Ceridon sold, 2 rupees. Then Hitesh is behind Karan. Not in the literal sense, huh? In the queue. Are in the queue, bro. Hitesh is behind Karan in the queue. He also wants to purchase. What do you want to purchase, Hitesh? And normally, I take examples on people. For example, I took his Feridon, his medicine. What do you want to purchase? Some 1-2 rupee ka thing from a pharmacy. Chocolate, Pulse, Vicks. Okay, Vicks. You are a singer? No. Vicks he wants. Vicks. So again, one Vicks. Everyone is waiting in queue, including Shiva, the patient himself. And shopkeeper is passing entry, cash account debit to sales account, being Vicks sold. Shivam is very angry. What nonsense is this? I am the patient, I am injured, I am with a fracture here. I have a prescription of 10,000 rupees and the shopkeeper is attending to 1 rupee, 2 rupee customers. In anger, he leaves the shop, goes to the next shop. There also he has to wait in queue. But now he has some ego problem also. So he does not come back to the first shop. He waits. Finally, his number comes. He buys that medicine of 10,000. That shopkeeper puts it in a bag which is branded with his shop. You know, branding wala bags come. And Shivam, the kind of boy he is, as you are aware, he comes in front of the first shop and he's showing that bag. The first shopkeeper realizes that he has lost a big customer in the chaos of selling 1 rupee, 2 rupee products and passing their journal entries. Do you understand? This first shopkeeper now goes to the income tax officer and tells the income tax officer, listen to this statement carefully. Dear officer, either I will be able to do business or I will be able to maintain books. I won't be able to do both. If I focus on business, I can't sit and pass entries. And if I focus on passing entries, I have lost business. Do you understand? Sir, the two options are business or books. What do I do? Supposingly you are that officer. I am that shopkeeper. Dear officer, you won't get a teacher like this, huh? Making you income tax officer without any UPSC exam. Just imagine yourself as the officer. Dear officer, officer sir, officer madam, dear officer, I will either do business or make accounts. I can't do both. What do you suggest? You can suggest accounts. Very good, smart. Force the assessee to maintain accounts. So assessee has lost business. And tell you what, if there is no business, no profits, no. What are you going to do with the account? What will you do with that accounts? When the accounts has no profit, as an officer, you're not going to get any tax revenue recovery. You have common sense. What is more important for the government? That everyone earns profits. If people will make profits, automatically government will get revenue. So your primary target should be to make people earn more and more money. Tax we will see. How we will see? This is the concept. We will calculate your income on an estimated basis. We will take your turnover. See, you're not passing entries, but you still know the cash collection. Every day ka total cash that is collected in your shop. Hello? That total maybe you deposit in the bank on the next day. You must have a record of that at least. Take your total turnover for the year. On that turnover, apply a percentage that is given in the respective section. That's your income. No need to do net profit, no need to do add less, no need to maintain any books of accounts. Your income will be calculated on an estimated basis. We will presume a certain percentage of your turnover to be your income. That is presumptive taxation. Now they call it presumptive taxation, but do you understand the defect in that name? Actually, we are not presuming your tax liability. We are presuming the income, and therefore the more appropriate terminology here is not presumptive taxation. The more appropriate terminology is presumptive income. Take your turnover, apply the given percentage. That is your PGBP. No need to maintain books. No need to do net profit. No need to do add less, bro. A kind of notional basis. if you think about it. And it will grant you immunity from the headache of maintenance of so many books of accounts. Is that clear? You understand what is the logic and concept detailing of the section with rules and regulations with the conditions I will tell you. But what is presumptive income scheme? What is the logic of presumptive income scheme? Have you understood? So automatically do you understand this line? Supposingly my turnover crosses the threshold given. In business it was 1 crore, sometimes 10 crore, but primary answer was 1 crore, and in profession there was only one answer. Is it possible that my turnover has crossed that amount? Am I required to get an audit done normally if my turnover crosses that amount? But if I opt for presumptive, I don't have to do it. You want to guess the logic? Huh? Bro, if I opt for presumptive, that means I don't have books of accounts. And if I don't have books of accounts, I will invite the auditor and tell the auditor to audit. Audit how I went from Excel to double Excel to triple Excel during the lockdown and came back from triple Excel to double Excel to Excel, soon to L, maybe M. S nahi re bro. I keep realistic expectations. Audit how I am so handsome at this age. Abey, only one person used to laugh on this. Audit. You can't audit. You can, ऐसा नहीं है. But tax audit can happen only on books of accounts. Anybody going for presumptive will not be having. Then you can't give a tax. You can't have a tax audit. Do you understand? But is this estimated amount compulsory? Presumptive is always going to be optional. Means, what are your two options? Either you maintain books, take net profit, do add less, and do the normal PGBP, that full chapter that we have studied. Option 2, take turnover, apply the percentage, and take that PGBP. Obviously, if we have an option, so we will choose whichever is beneficial. If presumptive is lower, and notional basis generally is lower only, then we take presumptive, so we don't have books of accounts, no audit. Now think about it. Am I allowed to not take presumptive and calculate as per the normal rules? Because presumptive is optional. If I calculate as per normal rules, then I have to maintain books of accounts, because normal calculation cannot happen without books of accounts. Then audit will also apply if turnover crosses, of course. So I will get immunity from tax audit only if presumptive is opted. If not opted, then there will be books of accounts also, and there will be audit also. Well, of course, audit depends on turnover. Books of accounts, though, you have to keep. If the turnover exceeds the threshold, then also get a audit done. Understood? So, what is presumptive? What is the logic of presumptive? That example of pharmacy. I'll tell you what. Oh, copycats, those who that copying bench, listen. When you copy the notes, if you are copying exactly this, then you are wasting time. In case in a situation like this, you are copying like this, whatever I am doing, example, Shivam pharmacy shop. You are doing that, then actually copying is making sense in class. Otherwise, nahi. Because if you copy the same thing comes in my notes. The explanation that I am giving, which is not there in the writing part, if you are copying that, tomorrow when you sit down to revise, no, after the batch gets over, so these examples will remind you of the explanation. You understood or no? So mitro, one by one, let us understand what is this detailing and why we have 3 sections. Because for different types of businesses, we have different types of sections. Section 44 AD. Can I call it presumptive taxation? Are you clear about the meaning logic? Are you clear that if I am in this, then I won't be maintaining any books of accounts? And obviously, then in that case, I don't have to get an audit done. But is presumptive optional? So I may not opt for it. I may go for normal. If I go for normal, then I have to maintain And of course, if turnover crosses the threshold, then I have to also get a tax audit done. What is section 44A(D)? If you are a small business, bro, एक minute. You have brain to understand. A small business means what? Has to be explained, no? Obviously, they have explained. Small business means anybody having turnover up to 2 crore. Means everyone is not going to be allowed to opt for presumptive. Only those who have turnover up to 2 crore will be allowed. So that means, listen, 1.5 crore ka turnover. Are you allowed? You are allowed. You are allowed? Yes. But after 1 crore, tax audit is applicable. So at 1.5 crore, I have two options. Go for presumptive. Then no books, no audit. Don't go for presumptive. Then audit will be applicable because 1.5 crore is more than 1 crore. It is all about whether I opt or I don't. You understood? And anybody falling in the 10 crore criteria, think about it, is not eligible only for this. So in any case, you have to maintain books of accounts. This is the eligibility condition. If your turnover exceeds 2 crore, you are disqualified from presumptive. And once you are disqualified, then you have to go in actual, where you will have to maintain books also and get your audit also. So what is the threshold for eligibility of 44A(D)? Turnover should be, if you start saying less than 2 crore, no, so ICAI will. It is less than or equal to. So they will actually ask you exact 2 crore. Welcome to CA exam. They will always ask you on equal to. If this is not enough, can you believe this? In CA final, ICAI said turnover is 200 lakhs. 200 lakhs. Student said, sir, it is 200, not 2. More than 200 is more than 2. Sir. So disqualified. 200 lakh is? Thank you. But exam atmosphere mein you have to do it. You understand this? So ladies and gentlemen, small business having turnover up to 2 crore. Last year an amendment took place. Are we already incentivizing those who are going cashless? Like for example, their tax audit ka threshold we have increased from 1 crore to 10 crore. Correct? Hai? Now they say, if your receipts in cash, and do you understand? Cash includes any check which is non-account pay, not bearer. I did not make you write bearer. I said anything that is non-account pay. Cross check is also cash. Bearer is to cash only. We are qualifying only account pay check. If your receipt in cash is not exceeding 5% of your turnover. So don't mix this with the 10 crore condition. If you try to compare, no, you'll go mad. That is to get your accounts audited. Normal threshold is 1 crore and receipt and payment both up to 5% of total receipts and payments. Then 1 crore will become 10 crore. Now here, what is the condition? Here we are talking about whether I am eligible or I am not eligible for opting for presumptive. Supposingly my turnover is 2 crores or less. So I am directly eligible irrespective of the mode in which I have achieved my turnover. But if my cash receipts are not exceeding 5%, so here we are not checking payments only, because in any case percentage of calculation we will apply on turnover. So we are not checking any payment, we are only checking receipts in cash up to 5% of your turnover. Then you will be eligible for 44A(D) if your turnover is up to rupees 3 crore. Last year auntie brought this up. Auntie said, listen, I am increasing the eligibility criteria turnover from 2 crore to 3 crore. Earlier, if your turnover was less than or equal to 2 crore, then only presumptive was allowed. See, presumptive comes with a big benefit. What is that benefit? You don't have to waste time in maintaining books of accounts. You don't have to waste the time and money. By the way, anybody going for presumptive is lost for chartered accountants. Why? Tax audit not applicable, so we won't get our fees. But think about it from the business point of view. Are you saving the overhead expenditure of hiring a chartered accountant for tax audit? Yes, you will save that if your eligibility of presumptive is increased from 2 crore to 3 crore. But this increase will be given only for those who are willing to have cash receipts, maximum 5% of total turnover. So for tax audit, we will go from 1 crore to 10 crore if receipts and payments both are within 5%. But in presumptive, we will go from 2 crore. Matlab, do you understand? We are increasing the criteria by 50%. 2 crore ka 50%, 1 crore we are increasing. If your receipts are within 5%, receipts in cash are within 5%, equal to 5% is okay. Everyone. Now, supposingly, I have 2 crore rupees fully cash. Is cash more than 5%? Is cash more than 5%? Yes. So presumptive allowed. Sir, till 2 crore, it can be 100% cash also. You're not understanding. This 5% we have to check if we want to increase the eligibility from 2 crore to 3 crore. So anybody having turnover 0 to 2 crore, always eligible. 0 to 2 crore, always eligible. You opt or you don't opt is your option. Hello? Anybody having turnover more than 3 crore, come on. Full bank, no cash. Forget 5%, 0 cash. So presumptive? Rubbish. So you're not understanding what is happening. Pay attention. Pay attention. If you are within 5% ka limit, so eligibility is increasing from 2 to 3. But after 3, so you are not eligible only, no. Then what did you understand? Yeah. You understood or no? See, the discussion is between 2 crore and 3 crore. 0 to 2 crore, full cash also allowed. More than 3 crore, bro, full check also not allowed. Between 2 and 3, we will see that 5%. You understood? This was always allowed without any pressure on the mode of receipts. But do you want more eligibility? Think about it. Before this amendment came, when auntie brought this amendment, before this amendment came, when auntie brought the 3 crore wala part, any businessman with turnover of 2.5 crore, poor guy with full cash, with full check also was not eligible. No? But those who are in that 2 to 3 crore ka bracket, will they now be eligible with this new thing? Provided, come on, your receipts in cash are not exceeding 5% of your turnover. Understood? So 0 to 2 crore full cash also allowed. More than 3 crore full check also not allowed. Between 2 crore and 3 crore, receipt in cash should be maximum less than or equal to 5% of your turnover. Then you will be eligible for presumptive taxation. What is presumptive taxation? Take your turnover, apply the percentage given, that's your answer. Is that understood? But that's the first condition. What is first condition? You have to learn these conditions. First condition to be eligible. First condition to be eligible, small business. Small business will depend on turnover. Second condition, you have to be a resident individual. You have to be a resident HUF, or you have to be a resident partnership firm. Presumptive is allowed only to these assessees. So two things you learn from here. One, non-residents are disqualified. Yes. Presumptive is only for resident. But believe me, at inter level, non-resident taxation, international tax, ka too much of pressure they don't put on students. Still, it is clear, no? Only resident. Second, do you understand? AOP, BOI companies are not eligible for presumptive. Presumptive is allowed only to individual HUF firm. That's very easy. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give this as many stars as you want. Even CA final students get confused over here. if there is one place in income tax law where tax treatment of firm and LLP do not match each other, it is this. For Kashmir, no, there is a proverb. धरती पर कहीं स्वर्ग है तो यही है, यही है, यही. You never heard that? If there is heaven on earth, it is here, here, here. I have been to Ladakh, which is a part of Kashmir. I have not seen the other part of Kashmir as yet. How does it matter? For a taxation student, if there is difference in firm and LLP in the entire income tax law, it is here, it is here, it is here. LLPs are disqualified from presumptive. All other income tax provision, for example, flat rate of tax, same for firm and LLP. Share of profit taxable for firm and LLP, exempt for partner. Remuneration and interest, 40B limit of deduction, applicable to firm and LLP. Everything applicable to firm is applicable to LLP. LLP in income tax law is considered as partnership firm. In the definition of person, we said firm including LLP. If there is one place where they have specifically said LLP not covered, it is presumptive. Why, sir? LLPs are covered under LLP Act, where they have to do annual filing of accounts, not just with the income tax, but with other government departments. In their law, LLP Act, they don't have immunity from maintenance of books of accounts. Even if income tax grants them immunity, they have to maintain books of accounts as per LLP Act, or companies as per Companies Act. In any case, you will maintain books of accounts. Then we disqualify you from presumptive. Presumptive is what? Don't maintain books of accounts. But you have to. So you don't come under presumptive. Presumptive will be available to small business. That is based on turnover. And second, resident individual, resident HUF, resident firm, not being LLP. And third condition, only three conditions. Following businesses are ineligible. Means if you are doing this business, we will not let you come under presumptive. First, a specified profession. Specified profession as defined in Rule 6F, bro. CA, CS, doctor, lawyer, engineer, architect, film artist, specified profession, disqualified. Means even if your turnover is within 2 crore or for 95% cashless within 3 crore, you are not eligible. Of course, your anxiety is, sir, why? Which section we are doing right now? AD. There are total 3 sections, and last 3 sections, chapter is over. Next section is 44. EDA. EDA is only for them. They have presumptive. In a separate section, when separate section is covered, so you will be disqualified from this section. You are removed from AD because you are covered in EDA. Hello. Makes sense? If you are a transporter, the music is only self-explanatory. No? If you don't know what are the lyrics after this, then you have a very bad taste in music. क्या lyrics? Huh? Are? You all may not be knowing. Mohanlal sir has never acted as a transporter in any movie. No? Sunny Deol has. And gone right up to Pakistan too. What? Get rid of the hand pump. Oh bro. Transporters? What? Okay, please. I tuza Ashirwad. Mera Bharat Mahan. Transporters. Backbone of the domestic economy. Special provisions for transporters, multiple places in income tax. One place, normal cash expenses 10,000, but for transporter we allow 35,000. Ladies and gentlemen, transporters have a special section 44 AE. The next 2 sections are dedicated to these 2 industries, and for this reason they are disqualified from AD. Correct hai? And anybody who is in the business of commission, agency, brokerage, disqualified. See, please understand, commission agents get one small percentage of the block deal that they do. If I make one person do sales of 200 crore to another person, then at 1% I will get 2 crore rupees. For an agent to cross that 2 crore threshold in a particular financial year will require him to do business of 200 crores amongst his clients, because agents are given 1%, 2%, something like that. So agents, 200 crore is big. In 1 year, you are able to crack deals of 200 crore. See, you are the biggest brokers of the country. That's a different thing. But not everyone is of that level. So most brokers will be immune from maintenance of books of accounts. We are giving presumptive as a temporary breather for new business. When you start your business, your turnover is too less. So you don't want to waste time in compliance of books of accounts and audit. It requires some expenditure also. You don't want to hire accountants, chartered accountants to unnecessary increase your day-to-day operational cost in your new business. So starting off your business, you can pay tax on estimated amounts. As you progress, as you scale your business, one fine day you will have to hire chartered accountant. Ultimately, it is all about we waiting for you to cross 2 crore. Once you cross 2 crore, see 3 crore is exceptional circumstance where 95% of your business is cash. Otherwise, what is the normal eligibility for presumptive? Greater than 2 crore, matlab less than or equal to 2 crore. Once you cross that, books have to be maintained, audit has to be done, or for audit, so some people can go in 10 crore also, but at least you will be doing compliances. We want to give that as a temporary relaxation. And brokers ko, if we start giving that, it will become a permanent relaxation, because broker crossing 2 crore in brokerage. How many brokers in the country actually cross 2 crore only in the brokerage? And therefore, we don't want to give them permanent immunity if you want to know the logic. Otherwise, the law is first to disqualified. That was very easy to understand. They have separate section. Third, also disqualified. So logic is that this section is temporary facility till you have high turnovers. Brokers will make it a permanent facility. For this reason, disqualified. If you want to know the logic. Is that clear? Ladies and gentlemen, only 3 conditions. 3 conditions, you fulfill 3 conditions, so you will be eligible for presumptive. If you fulfill 3 conditions, you will be eligible for presumptive. Everyone is with me? What are the 3 conditions? Small business, up to 2 crore, sometimes up to 3 crore. Second, resident individual HUF firm excluding LLP. Third, not doing the 3 disqualified business. These 3 conditions will make you eligible for what, bro? These 3 conditions will make you eligible for presumptive. Finally, if you have fulfilled the 3 conditions, what is going to be your PGBP? I have seen rank holder students at CA final also making this mistake. They think this is tax calculation. Whatever calculation is given here is not your tax. It is not even your NTTI, bro. Stop making this mistake. It is not even your. This calculation that is being done here is your PGBP. Please understand. PGBP we are calculating on estimated basis because you don't have books of accounts. But you calculate your house property and add to it. Salary, capital gain, other sources add to it. Clubbing set of adjustments. GTI, minus deductions, NTTI, normal tax rates as applicable to individual HUF or firm as the case may be. The calculation given here is notional. On the basis of this notional, answer that you get is not your tax liability. It is not even your total income. The answer that this will give you is PGBP. You understand? Take your turnover. You know your turnover? Mind you, that turnover has to be less than or equal to 2 crore. 3 crore is exceptional. Less than or equal to 2 crore and apply 8% on your turnover. That's your PGBP. No need to do any net profit. No need to do any add. No need to do any less. This 8% is your answer. Supposingly my turnover is 1.5 crore. Fully in cash. 1.5 crore. Fully in cash. Cash. Disqualified, no? No, eligible, because up to 2 crore anything is allowed. What is 8% of 1.5 crore? 12 lakh is your tax liability. No. 12 lakh is your NTTI. No. 12 lakh is your PGB. PGBP. 12 lakh is going to be your PGBP. 8% is going to be your PGBP. Can I say that? See, think about it logical sense. Think about it broader objective view of this. Basically, aren't they assuming 92% as expenses? Think about it. PGBPs pay tax on net profits. And on sales, they are applying 8%. That means they are assuming 92% to be your expense. Don't you think so? Now, believe me, any common sense wala businessman who is doing good business will definitely earn more than 8% margin on sales. We in financial management call it net profit ratio. Net profit upon sales into 100, no? They are considering 8% as net profit and taking tax on 8% profit. Will a real life businessman earn more than 8%? See, believe me, if you are earning less than 8% net profit ratio, unless it is a new business starting, you are suffering losses, that's a different thing. In a settled business, if you are earning less than 8% profit margin, please shut down that business and put money in FD. Financial advice, free I am giving you. You will definitely have actual profit margin of 10, 15, 20, 30%. But you pay tax only on notional basis is always taxpayer friendly. Take 100, apply 8, that's your tax. NTTI, PGB. 92% is presumed to be your expense. One more reason why brokers are excluded. Now think about it. I make two people have a deal between each other. I just get a share of that deal value, a percentage of that deal value. I don't have expenses. Especially these real estate brokers. Believe me, they don't even need offices. Because they have to show the site. They have to directly take the customer to the site. They don't have any rent, electricity, staff salary. They don't have any traveling expense. They tell customer only, can you pick me from here? Or some of them have their own two-wheeler. They come to directly to that place. They don't have any telephone expense. Think about it. Once upon a time they used to have, but now the Mukesh Bhai has eliminated that as well. They don't have any expense. If we allow them 92% expense, it will be unfair. Do you understand? Brokers don't have that much expense. Brokers. Anybody has real estate broker in their family? Kon? Huh? Whose brother, sister, father? Real brother, real sister? Of course.
Cousin sister. Cousin sister, cousin brother.
Your father is doing real estate brokerage. Which area? What is his name? Full name? Spell it. 99% chance है कि either I have spoken to him or he has spoken to me or cross reference of some broker or the other must be here and there. If it is लाल बाग परेल area. ठीक है मतलब real estate brokers, can you please close your ears for a few moments please? No, we are देखो, he must be having some circle of broker friends. We are talking about them, not about him. We are not generalizing. Okay, we are talking about other. There are some brokers, like literally, believe me, they will be behind your life. They will convince you that this is the last property on planet Earth. After that, properties are getting over. If you don't buy this, means it is going to be the biggest loss of your life. You need to have that ability. And these, individual one-to-one brokers whom we have personal relations, they still are answerable. They have a face. You go to any real estate site, any developer's place, you fill a form over there. They take your contact details. Then their sales team, bro. Every day they will call you. Like I had once upon a time during house property told you about having the beautiful girl of the sales team as the front desk executive. Bro, every day they will call. I have spoken the worst of words that one can speak to a female. I said, initially, what do you say? Please don't call me. I'm not interested. Next day again, sir, think about it. Think about whom you? Think about what? Obviously, no, don't try to convince me. She's like CA, na, so 4 or 5 times you should try. So she's continuously trying on me. मतलब trying to convince me. For the property, मतलब, you please. हाँ, हाँ. नहीं, I don't melt so easily, bro. I am also sucked. Please hesitate, guys. Every day they will call you. Every day. Please understand. They do not have any overhead cost as such. One unlimited recharge SIM card, no. You can do hundreds and thousands of calls. Most of them are mentioned under spam. You know, if you use Airtel, you may be knowing it. Airtel has started a lovely facility for all its consumers. When there is any phone number which has been continuously calling people for harassment, Airtel actually flashes suspected spam. These days, people get scam calls from international numbers. So when the call comes, you know, generally we have saved someone's name, so that name comes. Airtel shows it as international call, suspected spam. They have started this facility. I think probably that's the only network which currently has this facility. But they're not paying me to say this. I am just a consumer and a heavily satisfied consumer, I must. I wonder if people at Airtel are watching and I am eligible for some incentive for this, then please give. But I am only saying the truth because I am using it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you realize, please, brokers don't have overhead cost. They don't have overhead. They see, then once I go no in my flow, then I will end up saying things which are not good. Brokers usually have the dedicated buildings, that this building may all the property deals they only do. Sale, purchase, rent, everything. And they are jobless. They don't have any work unless and until party is interested. So there are some inauspicious months, like there is a month called Pitru Paksh. Nobody goes only for site visit during that time. People wait for those auspicious. They do nothing. Building ka compound mein wherever the security sits, they threaten the security and tell the security to stand up. They occupy the chair of the security, play Candy Crush in their phones. Candy Crush, Candy Crush, Candy Crush. Bro, during Pitru Paksh, they clear 100, 200 levels of Candy Crush because full day they are playing. Finally, one day when auspicious occasion comes again, the people want to watch, or have a site visit. So they call, okay, sir, can you show property? So he's like, come, chair fold, show the property. 10 minutes it takes. Come back, open the chair and sit again. Where is the overhead cost? No rent, no electricity, no staff salary, only Candy Crush. And the charging also they do in the building a common charging point. I will go further. You still have the option of leaving the class for some time. No? She's like, sir, facts only you are spitting. Bro, spitting facts. So we can't give them 92% deduction. You understand? 8% simply means 92% deduction on turnover. Because we are taking tax only on 8%. Therefore, brokers are disqualified. So 3 organizations, 3 industries disqualified. First 2 to have separate section. Third ka reason is clear. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 conditions for eligibility. Small business turnover. Then nature of assessee and nature of business. If you fulfill 3 conditions, then we pick up your turnover and apply 8%. That's your tax liability. No. Total income. No. That's your PGBP. We will further incentivize this. We will change 8% to 6% of your turnover. That means, can I say we are changing 92% deduction to 94%? We are taking further tax on lower amount. For example, 1.5 crore. You were getting taxable answer 12 lakh. Now taxable answer will become 9 lakh. PGBP 12 lakh will become PGBP 9 lakh. Is 6 better than 8 for the taxpayer? Provided this turnover is realized in the when we say 3 allowed modes, no? So bearer check, cross check, are not covered here. The three allowed modes are account, pay, check. And now you know the difference between cross check, bearer check, account, pay, check. Account, pay, check, account, pay, draft, electronic mode. That means, can I say this is further incentive to go cashless? Your rate will become 6. But only on that amount of turnover which is realized in the three allowed modes up to your 139.1 due date. John. Whatever is turnover realized in those channels, that much will go in 6. Means, listen, 6 is not a replacement of it. 8 and 6 will coexist. Your total turnover, which has to be within 2 crore, of course, sometimes so it can be within 3 crore also, provided the cash portion is up to 5%. But let us assume 2 crore. Can that have some portion of cash and some portion of allowed modes banking channels? Segregate that into 2 parts. The 3 allowed modes will go under 6% and the remaining portion will go under 8%. So your total turnover will be split. A part of it will go in 6 and a part of it will go in 8. Only 3 allowed modes will go in 6. Cross check, bearer check, cash will all go in 8%. Means 8 and 6 will coexist. Is this clear? There is a slight twist that you have not thought of. Turnover will be of 3 types. Cash account debit to sales, 8%. Bank account debit to sales, 6%. Bank may we are assuming 3 accounts. There is a third way. Debtor account debit to sales. Hello. Now it is debtor account. So we don't know the mode of receipt. We will realize as and when the debtor pays. So think about it. This is my previous year. Everyone focus on. This is my previous year. Here I will do my sales. If I have done sales in cash, fast, 8%. If I have done sales in 3 allowed modes, 6%. But if I have done sales on credit, the debtors will pay me. Slowly and gradually my debtors are paying. Debtor paid in cash, so you apply 8%. Debtor paying in banking channel, 6%. Of course, is it possible some debts mature after the year end? Sales done in the later part of the year, their maturity happens later. Debtors are still paying me cash, 8%. 3 modes. One day my John will come. Till this date, whatever amount I have realized will go in 6. Till this date, if I have received cash, very easy. But any amount that is outstanding on this date, is that possible there is outstanding on this date? Is that possible later debtor is paying in 3 allowed modes? To hell with it. Outstanding will also go in. Because 6% is now allowed only for anything that is realized up to due date in the 3 modes. If it is unrealized, if it is outstanding, if it is still lying in debtor account, then 6 will become 8. 8 will apply. So cash portion will go in 8. Banking channels ka portion will go in, but that banking channel has to be up to due date of return. Anything that is outstanding, we don't see later on how debtor paid. It is possible later on paid through check, but it will still be considered for 8%. Understood? The 3 conditions and the calculation. Everyone clear hai na? Fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. 3 conditions to be eligible for 44 AD. Small business. Second, resident individual, resident HUF, resident firm not being LLP. Third, not doing the 3 disallowed businesses. So first is turnover, second is assessee, third is business. If you do this much, then 8 or 6. Now we know when 8 applies, when 6 applies, will become your tax nahi, total income nahi. That will become your PGBP. And the following points to be noted. Presumptive is optional. Correct hai? Presumptive is not compulsory. If opted, then obviously there will be no books of accounts and obviously there will be no tax audit, because if you opt for presumptive and you don't have books of accounts, what is the auditor going to audit? You understand? No books of accounts, no audit. Next, we are doing general conditions. Huh? Everyone is with me? I want to ask you that if I apply presumptive ka percentage, I get a certain answer. You know, at 8% we got 12 lakh. At 6% we got 9 lakh. What do you think? Can assessee offer an amount higher than that? Think about it as an officer. As an officer, supposingly cash only. At cash, what answer you got? 1.5 crore ka 8%, 12 lakh. Assessee wants to pay tax on 15 lakh. Assessee wants to pay tax on an amount higher than what is given here. Will you as an officer have any objection to it? No. That means, can I safely say assessee can offer higher amount and the department will never have any objection to it? See, minimum is 6 and 8. Higher you are ready to pay tax, they won't have a problem. What's your question? Should have a question. Huh? Sir, is the assessee... कैसे बोलूं? हाँ? हाँ, is the assessee Pratik's customer? C, customer. That if he is allowed to pay tax on 12, why is he paying tax on 15? Assessee is not customer. You are C, customer. So no. Because you are thinking only from income tax perspective. In real life, please understand, if you want to tell the whole world that I am profitable, please invest in my business. Please become my shareholder. So you have to show profits. You want investors? You want to bring money in your business from investors? Private equity? So you have to show profits. You want bank loans? Bank will not sanction your loan unless and until you have profits. People are willing to invest only in profit-making people. When you are in losses, no one will support you. When you are in profits, everyone will want to come to you. You have to be profitable. Now, investors are saying minimum 15 lakh ka profit. So you are saying, yes, sir, we have 15 lakh. Arey, yes, sir. You orally saying, I have 15 lakh ka profit. Nobody is going to believe you. There has to be a government document saying that you have 15 lakh ka profit. And no better government document than your income tax records. So we want to show more profits in income tax so that we get investors, so that we get bank loans. So assessee is not customer. A good word you gave me. Pratik's customer. Haan. Pratik sells drugs. So Pratik's customers. Haan, C for customer. Assessee is not customer, bro. Assessee is very smart. Smart. Achha, here also see. Chatur, chala, smart. Okay. No bad words in class, please. Bad words in code words allow. Don't say them directly, bro. Please hesitate. Code word mein bola. Okay. Fantastic. Are you understanding the logic? And as far as law is concerned, they are to happy only. ये correct है? Okay, next question. See if you can answer this.
अगर वो ऐसा करेगा 15 लाख से ज्यादा अमाउंट पे टैक्स करेगा तो फिर वो 3 करोड़ से उसका ज्यादा हो जाएगा ना, फिर जितने शेयर होल्डर बढ़ेंगे फिर वो ये
क्या?
मतलब अभी उसने ज्यादा अमाउंट पे टैक्स दे दिया, ज्यादा लोग शेयर मतलब ज्यादा शेयर मिले उसको बिजनेस को.
Who is that? Business gets shares or issue shares? तो
सर फिर उसका कैपिटल बढ़ेगा.
हाँ तो
फिर उसका प्रॉफिट भी
एक मिनट. Listen, Pratik's customer. Listen. This is. He only invented the term. This criteria is not on share capital. Ray, are you lost in coma? What are you saying? This is turnover criteria. Coma. You understood? Share capital का criteria नहीं है. 2 crore, 3 crore, we have to see what? turnover. So are you trying to say that more shareholders changes turnover?
सर अगर ज्यादा लोग पैसा लगाए तो फिर उसका प्रॉफिट भी तो बढ़ेगा ना सर, एक्सपैंड करेगा.
तो वो तो future, no, you are not understanding. Right now I want to attract investors so that in future I get more profit. So future में तो I am ready to leave 4480. But before bringing investor I have to show profit too. So in income tax I can go for presumptive. I have less burden of books of accounts and documents. But my investor still wants some profit in income tax records. So therefore I am showing more and the law is allowing. You understood? With this, if I get investors, there will be increase in my turnover in future, increase in my profits in future. I am happy to pay tax on actual by doing audit. You understand? Supposingly I am today eligible for presumptive. एक तो no one pays me cash, 100% is banking. So obviously my cash portion is to zero only. Is this my threshold? You think my annual sales process 3 crores?
Yes.
These days, if must the trend is going on, pick up one influencer and tell the influencer to ask you your income. And then you reveal before the influencer that I made 9 crore in this month, I made 36 crore in that month. Tell the influencer. With that, what is going to happen? That people will that uska thumbnail. You understand what is a thumbnail? 9 crore in 1 month. Bro, it is not worth watching, but still you will watch. Because 9 crore in 1 month is very, very exciting to watch. And now do what? Buy those lectures. Bro, you buy. Sit at Inter, so now you won't invest more money in any other coaching class. That much common sense I have. At final, there will definitely be someone who will influence you through an influencer. That influencer got paid 3 lakh rupees now for asking that question. So at final, there will be some motivation. I'll be very happy if you, believe me, I say this to every Inter batch, that I will be very happy if you get influenced by influencers and then buy someone else ka direct tax ka lectures, because then to give you admission in a classroom, to either I will not give only, so you have to come because you'll realize your mistake. And then when you will come, first of all, I will not give only. In case there is some space in the classroom, I go for a bigger classroom or something, I will take minimum double of them. Take it or leave it. Then what will you do? You will buy my recorded lectures, because that is not in my control. Anyone can make payment and put email ID and immediately the lectures get emailed. It's an automated process. But you lose the privilege of coming to class. Every day when you will watch those recorded lectures, you will be like, hey, sir, Inter was so good. I was in class. Double dene ke liye ready ho, to I will still allow you. Chalo. At least good, no? I am allowing you. And I have confidence that I will get double. Better idea क्या है? First में नहीं. Don't come and tell me that you have paid. If I don't know, so like normal, you have come back from Inter to final. Chalo, your batch is starting. Even better idea. Don't be influenced by influencers. They are called influencers because that is their job. है ना? ठीक है. One day we will do it directly. Ranveer Allahabad. Be your biceps. Bro, if you want to do something big, otherwise don't. Are you clear, ladies and gentlemen? We have to show a bigger amount. Investors. Bro, investor also मिल गया. With 3 lakh का investment in one podcast, you get investor also. You get bank loans also. And bro, you never know. There are people who get fooled by those figures. You may probably get some sales also. When someone says 9 crore in 1 month, you divide it by the approximate per student cost. What will be per student cost? 15,000, 20,000 per subject का तो क्या होएगा at CA final? 15 is highest. No one charges more than 15. The range is 10 to 15. I am taking highest. 15,000 if you divide by 9 crore. 9 crore divided by 15,000. What is that number of students? And the question, hey, तुम अभी नहीं, look at your excitement. The first question is, are there so many students pursuing CA final? Arey, we are chartered accountants. We are not Customers. Pratika. Bluff, but there is a limit, bro. And believe me, I don't say it publicly. This, you will never see me making a statement like this outside my classroom. In my classroom also, when I am at this level of syllabus completion and students and me know each other, so maybe to only create awareness. End of the day, once I step out of this classroom after syllabus completion, you are in your life, I am in my life. You come back, it is your choice. You don't come back, it is your choice. My class is going to go on and on and on, on and on and on. No matter how much people try to take over, threaten that you also join our organization. Otherwise, see what we will do. Otherwise, see, you will not be able to survive in the profession. See, we are trying to create a monopoly. See, no one is going to study from anybody else. Join my organization or leave the profession. There is a proverb in Marathi. शून्यातून सुरुवात करणाऱ्याला हरण्याची भीती नसते. Bro, too heavy to translate. In case you have understood, it is IYKYK. When someone has started from zero, no. Bro, I started from negative. I had to teach while being a CA finalist because I was in need. You are trying to threaten me that I will be out of the profession. Try this somewhere else. I am not going to go. God has given me confidence. I will do whatever I want and wherever I go. I won't get threatened so easily. But of course, you want to get influenced. Choice is yours. I leave that choice completely to you. Just remember that at other places, if you want your doubt to be solved, you will have to mail to a junior teacher. Just remember this and confirm with your articleship seniors who are in CA final. When you are in articleship, you will know who are those seniors. Just confirm, is the teacher himself or herself replying to doubts? And if the teacher cannot reply to doubts of the student directly, so whom are we fooling? Point here. End of the day, for multiple reasons, people may want to offer higher amount. Can assessee offer higher amount? Absolutely clear. Now the next question. Sir, I want to offer lower amount. Can assessee offer lower amount? Question mark. Question mark. Means whatever you were getting at 8% or 6%. Higher so you can offer. Can you offer lower? No. Then you have not understood only this point. Of course, you will have to get your books of accounts done. You will have to get your audit done. Opting out of presumptive, going to normal can be a lower amount. Lower amount is basically opting out. Presumptive is optional. So higher so you can offer within presumptive. Lower you want, leave presumptive. Presumptive is not compulsory. Make sense? Everyone? There will be no adjustment from section 30 to section 43B. Sir, what is 30 to 43B? Allowed and disallowed expenses. We pick up turnover 1.5 crore. Assuming cash, we apply 8%. We got 12 lakh. Everyone? 12 lakh. After this 12 lakh, you know what is assessee saying? Sir, in this 12 lakh, give me depreciation, give me additional depreciation, scientific research deduction, 35A deduction. AO is like, okay, bro. Okay. Cash expense more than 10,000. TDS not deducted. 43B. Let's do the disallowance. Bro, if we have to do all this, then we will go in normal. The whole idea behind presumptive is turnover into percentage equal to answer. So you can't be doing all those adjustments of the chapter. We don't want to do this, that is why we are doing that. We don't want to do that, that is why we are doing this. You understand? So there won't be any PGBP adjustment. No adjustment from 30 to 43B. Clear hai? On this institute played one game with CA final students once upon a time. You won't understand this game completely, but understand with the help of, to the extent I am trying to explain. Turnover is 1.5 crore in cash. So you will apply 8%. You get 12 lakh. 12 lakh should be your answer. No PGBP adjustment, no add less. But question has also given us data of brought forward loss. Question gives you data of brought forward business loss rupees 3 lakh. Means last year we must have suffered loss. Assuming last year we did not take presumptive. See, last year if we took presumptive, so turnover into percentage will be profit only. Think about it. But last year we were not in presumptive. So actual was loss. So last year it became carry forward. Current year it became brought forward loss. And we also have something called brought forward UAD, unabsorbed depreciation. Sir, what is UAD? Supposingly this year we don't have sufficient profits for our section 32 deduction. Example, my profit for the year is 1 lakh. PGBP add less. And 32 may I do calculation, qualifying amount into block rate. That's 5 lakh. So I will be able to adjust 1 lakh. The remaining 4 lakh will be called unabsorbed depreciation. Any depreciation deduction which I am not able to take this year because of insufficient profits will become my unabsorbed depreciation. I have that also, 1 lakh. Matlab, can I say these are last year's losses which are current year brought forward? With this, what's your answer for PGBP? First step you did was this into 8%. So what is your answer? 12 lakh. Second step mein you adjust both of them. So what is your answer? 8 lakh. Third, you adjust only UAD. Don't adjust business loss. So what is your answer? 11 lakh. 1.5 into 8% minus the brought forward amount. Or fourth, you adjust only this. So what's your answer? 9 lakh. Don't attempt this because you won't understand. Even CA final students went wrong when it came in their exam. This was a direct test on knowledge of section number. We have a chapter called set off and carry forward of losses, which we are yet to do. So you won't understand this. In that chapter, it is said that if you have business loss is carried forward under section 72, which we can adjust against future profits. But unabsorbed depreciation will be carried forward under section 32 only, the section of depreciation 32 subsection 2. If you know the section number, you will get the correct answer. UAD ka carry forward is 32 and business loss ka carry forward is 72. Now you have to see out of these two sections, what falls in this range. That means 32 ka adjustment not allowed. But is 72 between 30 and 43B? No, that means this we can adjust and this is your answer. Of course, you don't know set of chapter. You don't know section numbers. So you were never going to give the answer. In set of chapter, section numbers will be discussed. Section for PGBP losses 72, section for UAD is 32. But then this presumptive I have to complete now. Once set off is done, you'll get the section number range, then you should be able to do it on your own. But believe me, CA final students also went wrong in this. Because they did not take care of section numbers. Certain places you should have awareness of section numbers. Direct test on the knowledge of section number. So we won't be adjusting brought forward UAD because it is 32. But we will be adjusting brought forward business loss because it is 72. Understood? No adjustment of PGBP chapter. While we are not doing any adjustment of PGBP chapter, I still have to calculate WDV of all my blocks. I still have to calculate WDV of all blocks. See, what is WDV? Opening plus purchase minus sales. It's qualifying amount. Apply the block rate depreciation and subtract that depreciation, you get closing WDV. Now think about it. If I do that block calculation and I find out that depreciation ka figure for the year, am I going to get deduction of that depreciation? No, because there is no adjustment only. We have directly taken presumptive amount. Then why are you asking me to do the block calculation? See, block calculation works if I have to do add as per books, less as per tax. In presumptive, I don't have to do that. Why am I asking you to calculate WDV of the blocks when depreciation is not required only? Two reasons. Anybody giving me both reasons correctly with answer to my cross questioning, अपना डेट पक्का फिक्स. 2 reasons you give, then only you are eligible.
लॉस का
निकालने का रहेगा मतलब कंप्यूट फ्रॉम वेयर टू वेयर. Whenever the block is sold, there will be capital gains. Capital gains में there is no presumptive. So we have to have that day's value of block. Whether we charge depreciation or no in PCBP, because we are in presumptive. Every year we have to carry forward the block. So that in the year of sale, we have the WD. So one reason why we want the block ka value is capital gain. Ineligible unless and until you give the second reason as well. Offer was for both reasons. Today my turnover is within the limit. One day my turnover will cross. I will be disqualified from presumptive. Then I will go to actual. If I go to actual, then I have to calculate depreciation. So that year depreciation won't be calculated on the original cost. Every year depreciate the block. Bring it to that year ka value. So that year ka WDV will be depreciated in that year. But you had to give both reasons. You already gave one. That is not my problem. Hey, tera kaam kar. Khud you are not giving any answer. He is saying take both. Okay. In India there is a law of limitation. When you don't avail what you are eligible for up to a certain date, you become ineligible, disqualified. For example, you want to file a case of recovery against someone who is not paying your money. In 3 years, if you don't file a case, that person is granted immunity. Do you understand? 7 years, if you don't withdraw your money from banks or financial institutions, it goes to Investor Education Protection Fund. I am not giving you 7 years time to avail your offer, of course. That is not my problem. That is not my problem. You all understood the two reasons? Some are like, yes, sir, whoever answers the question, whoever becomes eligible, as long as finally, so you are going to give the answer only. We participate, we don't participate, how does it matter? But these are places where you get to put pressure on your brain. Pressure on your brain you have to put. You have to think. You understood the two reasons. One, capital gain, and second, one day we will come in actual. We need values of blocks for those years. So even if we are not charging any depreciation, we will have to calculate WDV of all the blocks. Same person would have given both reasons, I would have taken. That is not my problem. You all sort it out amongst yourself. He raised his hand. Direct nahi bola. See, offer occasion. Sort out. He is normally late now. This time he was early. What to do? What you all sort out amongst yourself. Don't bring me in between. I will play divide and rule unnecessarily. Everyone is with me. You understood this reason. Next. In India, in our income tax law, we have a chapter called advance tax. One day we will learn that. What is advance tax? Let me explain. Previous year we earn income, assessment year we pay tax. But that is too late. See, government is saying 1st April you earn income year. Why should we wait all the way till this day? So during this year only, small amounts you have to keep on paying. There are 4 due dates given. Advance tax chapter we will do. 4 due dates given. 15th June means 15th before the quarter is over. There are 4 quarters in a year. 3 months wala quarter. June quarter, September quarter, December quarter, March quarter. 15th June, you pay some amount as advance tax. 15th September, you pay some amount as advance tax. 15th of December, some say I was born to teach tax because I was born on advance tax due date. 15th of December, you pay some amount of advance tax. 15th of March, you pay some amount of advance tax. You understand? 15 days before all the quarters are getting over. Some amount. See, this will become your total advance tax paid for the year. We don't know what your liability will be. One day when we reach here, we will calculate your NTTI, calculate your tax, because ultimately calculation will happen in AY only. When we calculate your tax, we will adjust these amounts because this much you have already paid in advance. Think about the meaning of the word advance. When you joined your pre-result batch, before foundation ka results came, you enrolled for the batch. You must have paid an advance of 4, 5,000, 8,000, 10,000, whatever is the classroom policy. Then later on, when you cleared foundation and you were converting into the regular batch, so you paid that 10,000 again. No, we adjust. No, so we will adjust against your tax level. In fact, there will be some TDS also. So your advance tax, TDS, we call all of them prepaid taxes. Year end, we find out your liability, tax liability on NTTI, and adjust all those prepaid taxes. Final answer can be payable or refundable also. If there is more TDS, we get refund also. And if we have paid less, so we have to pay tax. We call it self-assessment tax. Final answer can be payable or refundable based on what is liability and what is prepaid tax. It can be TDS, it can be advance tax. So, assessees in our country are supposed to pay some tax in advance in 4 installments. But anybody taking presumptive taxation has to pay only last installment of advance tax. You don't have to pay the first 3 installments. You have to pay only the last installment of advance tax. Only the March wala installment. Only the 15th of March wala installment you have to pay. You don't have to pay the first 3 installments of advance tax. Is that understood, everyone? And the last point here. If you have opted for 44 AD, is it optional? You take this. So you have to take this for minimum 5 more years. 1 plus 5. Yeah? For example, if you take first time presumptive taxation in 20 to 23, optional hai na? It is possible last year you were in normal, but now you decide to enter presumptive. Then for 5 more years, that is, find out those years. Come on, 25, 26, 27. 5 more years you will have to take presumptive. Why are they bringing this lock-in kind of a system? 1 plus 5. Huh? First time you take that year plus 5 years. We don't want people to misuse. Supposingly 1 year, I have too many profits. Take presumptive, that answer is very less. Next year, because of some major expenditure, I have some losses. Then I come in actual. Because presumptive will never show loss. Presumptive will always show profit. Then again I go in presumptive. Then again I come in actual. We don't want you to misuse the law. Once presumptive, then minimum 5 more years you have to be in presumptive, even if you have losses. But by chance, somewhere here you are not liking, no sir, I am not liking presumptive, so please allow me to go in actual. Can we let you go to actual? Yes, you can go back to actual. But then in that case, 44 AD won't be given to you for 5 further years. Means listen, this year if you opt out, is it within that lock-in period? But you want to leave, are we permitting you? But then from year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, presumptive not allowed. The rule is this, once you enter, stay there for 5 more, 1 plus 5, total 6. During that period, if you leave, so get out for 5 years. The year you leave plus 5 years. Come for 1 plus 5 or leave for 1 plus 5. Here you leave plus 5 years after that, no, total 6 only. So that you don't misuse 1 year presumptive, 1 year normal. We don't want it like this. Everyone is clear? That's your section 44. AD. 3 conditions: small business, nature of assessee, nature of business, 8, or if turnover within the allowed modes up to due date realized, then 6%. Clear hai? Main part was that much. With this we go to section 44. EDA. EDA is also presumptive, but you already know something about it by now. Sir, what? Sir, what? That this is only for specified profession. But we will learn the section on a comparative basis. First condition was on turnover. Here also first condition is on turnover. What did we write here? We are going to be eligible for 44 AD if you are a small business having turnover of. So here also same thing. If you are a small professional having turnover of up to rupees 50 lakh, means business will be allowed presumptive in less than or equal to 2 crore. Professional will be allowed presumptive in less than or equal to 50 lakh. Further, last year ka amendment, what was it? If your receipts in cash, including account, non-account pay, up to 5% of your turnover. So we were enhancing your eligibility by 50%. Here also we did the same thing. 75 lakh rupees. Means listen, once again the same thing. 0 to 50 lakh, even if it is full cash, eligible. More than 75 lakh, even if full check, not eligible. But between 50 and 75, suppose me, my turnover is 60 lakh rupees. Earlier I was disqualified. But if that 60 is full banking channel, so now I can take peace of mind. For people like me who have 100% banking receipt, not a single rupee cash receipt, business का threshold is 3 crore, profession का threshold is 75 lakh. You know who is the owner of SS2 Educare?
Yes.
Ma'am. Ma'am. How do you know? I told you. I thought that you should go and scan the QR code on the website, add product to cart, scan QR code for knowledge purposes, then make payment also. The amount will go in HUF account. As per, let me tell you, income tax law, coaching activity falls in the definition of business, not in profession. It is not considered only profession. It falls in business. That means it goes in 44 AD. Till 3 crore turnover, I can take 44 AD in HUF. Plus, ma'am and myself, both of us fall in specified profession, both being chartered accountants. So our threshold goes to 75 lakh because we don't have cash. See, by chance it was cash also, it would have been 2 crore 50-50. But because we are fully non-cash, 5% to allowed bhi hai, but we are fully non-cash. So we get 3 crore 75 and 75 lakh, till which we don't have to maintain books of accounts or get an audit. That amounts to total of 4.5 crore fee received during the year. Till that, though, we don't have to maintain books of accounts. You think we must be costing 4.5 crore? Bro, listen. Let's not get into revealing of numbers. These are things to be kept private. A good chartered accountant is like a good model, should reveal enough to create anxiety, but still cover enough to maintain respect. You mark the depth of the statement I just made. समझा नहीं? I repeat, a good chartered accountant is like a good model. Reveal enough to create anxiety, but still cover enough to maintain dignity, respect. So, I am not here to publicly reveal the details of my turnover, etc. Once upon a time, so I would have clearly said in class, I don't have. You think I have more than 4.5 crore fee receipt during the year? But abhi kya hai that if I actually reveal what the number is, so there will be comparison of plus, minus, etc. Because other people are revealing numbers. Your personal numbers have to be kept private unless you are a public limited company listed on stock exchange where you have to give data to shareholders and print your annual reports in the newspapers. So these are numbers to be kept private. So if you assume that we are within the threshold, till 4.5 crore, we don't require books of accounts or audit. Because in HUF, we can have 3 crore threshold, and in the personal accounts, we get 75 lakh of income. But of course, we are liable for GST the moment we cross our GST threshold. But then we are smart enough to play games here as well. There is no GST on sale of books. Are you aware of that? So simple, a student has paid me 15,000 rupees for CA final video lecture or 6,000 rupees for CA inter video lecture. I'm talking only about direct tax ka present day dates. I had once upon a time, I think, given you this offer also. Pre-book your CA final at 50% of the existing fees right now. Video lecture ka 15 hai, classroom coaching mein it has to be 18. The reason is that some amount has to be paid to the class owner as well. Now you have started guessing, अच्छा sir, 15 18 मतलब class owner का इतना है. नहीं, it is not like that. It is a bulk settlement. So there is some difference between online and offline. That much to common sense you also have. There is overhead cost to run a classroom. मैं offer दिया था. If you enroll now 50%, even if between today and 3 years later we increase the fees. But what we can do is, we can say that I have taken 5,000 for books and 1,000 for videos. and keep that turnover separate. That books wala turnover will be considered as non-GST turnover, and that video lecture wala turnover. Now I will bifurcate. No, I will say in video lectures what is the cost? It is effort. Of course, that is more valuable. But in books there is cost. So I am charging more for books. We are chartered accountants. Believe me, some of my professional colleagues have actually set up 2 companies. Major sales they do in one of the companies, which is shown as a book selling company. They sell video lecture only, also from that company, but show it as a book selling company. Sir, why? GST is saved. Today, I hope you understand, at sale of 15,000 rupees, we are covered in 18% GST. But of course, it is not 18 of this. That much GST you should have studied, that this is the all-inclusive amount. So how do we calculate? Into 18 divided by 118. This formula you studied or no? This is inclusive of GST. All-inclusive amount we are charging. Effectively, it comes to 15%. 18 upon 118 will give you roughly 15%. So if the amount is inclusive of GST, it's a rough 15% outflow on this. Think about it. 15% in the form of GST. Then books ka printing, delivery cost. Books are very expensive because paper is becoming expensive day by day. Admin overheads, etc. That GST becomes a big component. So somewhere we have to do some adjustment. We do more than some adjustment. End of the day, our presumptive eligibility will be up to turnover of 4.5 crore, where we can save our overhead cost. Is that understood? Because same system they have introduced for professionals. First answer will be 50 lakh. But if you are within 5%, then your answer will change to 75 lakh. So what was 2 crore, 3 crore there becomes 50 lakh and 75 lakh here. What was the second condition? Nature of assessee. Here we cover only resident individual, because individual can be CA/CS lawyer, no? Specified profession. And resident partnership firm, because we do have a concept of CA firm. But there is no HUF doing specified profession. HUF can't be CA. So therefore, in our HUF activity, we classify under business. And this is personal level pay. We have a CA practice where we can cover 75 lakh. Only individual and firm. And as you are aware, when it comes to presumptive, that one place in income tax law where normal firm and LLP have a distinction between them, excluding LLP. Excluding LLP. ये clear है? So first point was about turnover. 2 crore, 3 crore becomes 50 lakh, 75 lakh. Second is nature of assessee. What's the only difference between that section and this section? HUF is disqualified. HUF can't have profession. See, HUF, we can remember this lesson. It will help you in your articleship and practical life. Sorry, मतलब HUF में है. Client होगा तो you know you are disqualified. Convert हो रहा है तो you're disqualified, no? Client के लिए it will be useful for you. HUF can't have professional fees. HUF can have only business income. So in HUF, you can take commission, you can take PGBP, but you can't take professional income in HUF. You can't take salary in HUF. Salary you can't take in firm also, but general knowledge I am giving you that HUF can't have a specified profession. Specified profession requires you to be a degree holder, which is not possible in HUF. Firm can be because there are multiple people. All individual chartered accountants converting into a CA firm. So HUF is disqualified. 2 crore, 3 crore, 50 lakh, 75 lakh. Second point, only difference is HUF disqualified. What was third point? Nature of business. This I am continuously telling you. This covers only one activity, that is specified profession. Also the reason why it was excluded in 44. You understood? And finally, if these three conditions are fulfilled, can I say in the fourth point we studied the calculation? What is your PGBP? Let me remind you one more time. This is not tax. This is not NTTI. This is your PGBP, 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 PGBP. What did we do last time? We took turnover and we applied a percentage. Initial answer was 8, but realized the turnover in allowed modes up to due date 6. Bro, if you have specs, please wear them. रुकना, वो बोलूंगा. If you are already wearing, please fix them a little better. Tight come. And if you don't have specs, make this shape in your hand. Cover your eyeballs because they are going to pop out. You are going to lose your aankh ka goti forever. And then play catch with each other's gotis. Goti. Hey, online people, it is okay, bro, because arey hata. Even if your eyeball comes out, you have to pick up and reinstall. Your eyeball only will be there. No? Offline people have a problem. So many people sitting in the classroom, all the balls will be mixed with each other. People will play catch with each other's balls. Because 50% of your turnover is PGBP. 50%, can you believe? That was 8 and 6. This is a 50. And if you feel that no, sir, 50 is too high, first of all, are you allowed to go in normal? That point is the next only optional and all that will come only. But my point is this, listen. Think about a specified profession and you realize their actual margin is much more than 50. A businessman has variable cost of selling the product. You have to buy the product to sell it. A service provider is not selling a product. Is selling human services. As a chartered accountant, when I sell service, I don't have variable cost per client. I have fixed overhead cost of my office. And once I scale my business to a certain level, my overhead cost will not increase that much because most overheads are fixed. There are chartered accountants who make margin of 70, 80, 90, 95% of their turnover. Their expenses are only 5 to 10%. They are still taking tax only on 50%. And still, if you don't want to pay to actual, you go, no, it is optional. 50%. And no incentive for cashless, etc. Only one answer. Is that clear? So, ladies and gentlemen, 2 crore, 3 crore, 50 lakh, 75 lakh. Nature of assessee, only HUF excluded. Nature of business, only one business, specified profession. And calculation, 8%, 6% becomes 50%. Because the story after this is lovely. ABCD was what? 3 conditions and quantum. Because E is presumptive optional, ADA is also optional. If you opt, then no need to maintain any books of accounts. Can you offer higher amount? Now you know the reason also. Yes. If you offer lower amount, basically opting out, then maintain books of accounts. You won't get any PGBP adjustment, but brought forward losses you have to, not UAD. Calculate WDV of all blocks. We discussed the 2 reasons for it. Only last installment of advance tax, even ADA. So 44 AD ADA, only last installment. Only this minimum lock-in is not applicable. Means all the points from E to K are same. L is not applicable. Lock-in is applicable only for AD, not applicable for ADA. AE also, but AE we will talk about. E to K, same. So I have ticked everything in blue color or crossed in blue color, whatever is not applicable. And here I have written also in blue color so that you know the cross reference. That blue tick or cross is basically applicable for ADA. Is that clear? Finished. Second section of presumptive. If you consume time in learning the first one, second becomes fast and easy. Shall we? Ladies and gentlemen. Last section of PGBP, bro. PGBP hereby gets over. You all have solved 74 and 79?
Yes.
You all developed the comfort. You all were comfortable doing it. You all got the correct. How many got the correct answer in the first try itself? Without checking the answer after every time you get stuck. You did not check the answer every time you got stuck. No. You first finished and then saw and it turned out to be correct. That's the only correct strategy. I trust you. Don't break this trust. Huh? You applied that add less no effect wala process. You think that helped you to get the correct answers? Don't say it to make me happy. वैसे you're not, you know, that kind of people के only to make me happy you will say something. Sir, दोनों में खराब लगते हो. I am handsome. So just for making me happy, so you will certainly not do it. So if you really feel that it is worthy, then only you will be saying it. Bro, today you have to start doing your additional question bank PGBP. So salary has to be over by now. There will come a situation if you don't change this, no? There will come a situation where we will call you at 8 o'clock in the morning. Take one lecture for 4 hours, 8 to 12, anything, maybe DT, audit, whatever is applicable, pending portion. Then we will give second lecture from 5 to 9 in the evening. 8 to 12 and 5 to 9. फिर in between break ना. You all watch reels. Some people were watching Marathi movies in the break. वो Marathi serial she was watching. That 5 hour ka break, we will sit here, may make you sit here. I will not sit here, of course. Make you sit here and grill you to complete that book. So, one thing please understand, from today onwards, till the time my syllabus is going on, every day you will bring your second book also with me in class. I had earlier told you that only one book, we need only one book, I need only one book, but you will bring both books. If someday the wrong side of my personality comes out, that day lecture will be stopped midway, but you won't be allowed to go home. You will sit here and solve that book. Everyone will carry that book every day. Back check karega. Don't say, sir, it is too heavy, sir, it is too heavy. Lots and lots of heavy things will be loaded upon you. Wait for your articleship to start. You are going to be a corporate labor, bro. You better carry that book every day from tomorrow. Every day. Huh? Which book? Additional question bank. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Section 44AE, presumptive taxation. Last section of PGBP. Presumptive taxation. This is a special section only and only for one business, transporter. Anybody in the business of flying goods carriages? Ho, 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 ho. Transporters, special because they take care of the domestic economy. We've discussed in the past, the wheat that you eat, the rice that you eat is not grown in your backyard. It is transported from some field, some farm, and they are responsible for your daily needs of fruits, vegetables, milk, etc. We need to give some incentive. One was cash expense up to 35,000. Second is this. Third will come in TDS chapter. Only one organization, only one nature of business, transport. For the other people, the 44 AD and ADA people, the calculation was on their turnover. But on transporter, we will calculate on the basis of number of trucks. One truck, this much income. Two trucks, this much income. It is on the basis of trucks. So there we put restriction on your turnover because percentage was on turnover. Here, percentage is on number of trucks. So restriction is also on number of trucks. What was the definition of small business or profession over there? Turnover has to be up to 2 crore, 3 crore, 50 lakh, 70 lakh. Here, you should be having less than or equal to 10. You should be having less than or equal to 10 trucks throughout the year. Small transporter means you should not be having more than 10 trucks. Equal to is fine. Less than or equal to 10. Listen. Beginning of the year, you have 10. 1st April, you have 10. 1st May, you sell one. And 1st June, you purchase one new. That means 11 trucks disqualified. No, sir. 10 became 9. Then 9 became 10. So eligible. Supposingly, I first buy, then sell. then 10 became 11 and then became 9, became 10 again. So one day also I have 11 trucks. Disqualified. I should not be touching the number 11 at any time during the year. If at any time during the year I touch 11, disqualified. One day also I should not be touching 11. Understood? Not having more than 10 trucks throughout the year. Because here the calculation is on number of trucks. Their calculation was on turnover. Here calculation is number of trucks. So listen, turnover condition converts to number of trucks. Nature of business is transporter. And there was one more condition over there. Nature of assessee. Surprisingly, here they don't have any such condition. So you can be individual, HUF, company, firm, resident, non-resident, AOP, LLP, everyone is eligible. Assessee restriction is only in ADA. Here there is no restriction on the nature of assessee. Everyone is qualified. But there is a third condition. You should know this, that whatever calculation I will teach you will apply on number of trucks. The calculation will apply on ownership. The calculation will apply on ownership, not on the basis of usage. Supposingly you have trucks, so whether you use them or you don't use them, we will calculate income for everyone. The calculation is dependent on ownership of trucks, not on the basis of usage of trucks. I have 2 trucks. One I use daily, other I keep as spare, locked, will use in emergency. Income will be calculated for both, assuming that both are generating income. You understand? You understand? So in AD and ADA, first condition was turnover, but here that converts to number of trucks. Is that clear? In AD, ADA, third condition was nature of business. First section 3 excluded, second section only 1, third section only 1. But in both those sections, the third condition was nature of assessing. Here that is not applicable. Here the third restriction is on the basis of ownership we will do the calculation. Because was the fourth point calculation in all of them? What will be your PGBP? This is not your tax. This is not your NTTI. This is your PGBP. Everyone is with me? This is your what, bro? PGBP. We will go and see whether your truck is a heavy truck or your truck is other. Other will cover 2 types, light or medium. See, heavy truck means will generate more income. So our presumptive amount will be also higher. Light and medium will generate lower income. Our amount will also be lower. What's your first question? Sir, what do you mean by heavy? Heavy means any truck which exceeds the weight of 12 metric tons. English. 12 tons. You know 1 ton is how many kgs? That means 12 tons is, which is the gross unladen weight. Before you load any goods, what is the weight of empty truck? Empty truck is exceeding 12,000 kgs. That is 12 tons. Is called heavy vehicle. That means, can I say light and medium will be less than or equal to 12 metric tons? Empty truck. Now you must be wondering, sir, 12,000 kgs, how to weight? For example, I have a weighing scale at home. Weighing scale. At home, I have a weighing scale. So in the lockdown, when I used to check my weight, the machine used to say, please come one at a time. It has happened with me. Machine said, एक एक करके आओ bro, one at a time. हाँ, शाने. When Pratik stands on the weighing scale, हाँ, the weighing scale actually says, bro, first come, then I will give you a weight. I was going to say Adnan, but yeah. In Hindi also there is a proverb, bro, उड़ता हुआ तीर. Who told you to come and speak in between? Who? You don't weigh trucks on those weighing scales. There is a special nature of business called weigh bridge. The truck will stand on the bridge and the bridge will take the weight. Why is that business used, or where is that business used? We take the weight of the empty truck and note it down. Then we load goods in the truck. And then we again send the truck on the bridge. The difference in the two is the weight of the goods. To check how much goods are being, or what quantity of goods are being sold from one place to other. You understand? So yes, you have to see the weight of empty truck. Empty truck more than 12,000 kgs is heavy truck. For light truck, the calculation is very easy. The calculation will be taken as 7,500 per month or part. What do you mean by per month or part? 1 month and 30 days, 1 month and 29 days will be considered as 2 months. Part of a month will be taken as upper round off. That means completed months will be considered and incomplete month will be considered as complete. So 3 months and 4 days, 4 months. 4 months and 2 days, 5 months. 5 months and 1 day, bro, will be considered as 6 months, upper round off. 7,500 per month or part per truck. Did I tell you the calculation here is on the basis of number of trucks? So supposingly I have one light truck throughout the year, my income will be 7,500 into 12. But if I have 2 light trucks throughout the year, my income will be 7,500 into 12 into 2. If my first truck was for full year, but second truck was only 6 months, say 5 months and 1 day, we counted 6 only. So my calculation will be what? 7,500 into 12 for the first truck and 7,500 into 6 for the second truck. Supposingly third truck only 2 months. So 7,500 into 2. Understood? We have to do this for every truck. Per month or part, but it will be per truck. That is calculation for light and medium. But for heavy trucks means empty truck is more than 12,000 kgs. You have to calculate 1,000 per ton per month or part per truck. Hey Bhagwan. Per ton, per month, per truck. Per ton, per month. 1 second. This part is the same as light. The addition is only this much, no? So here the monthly calculation is fixed. Whatever be the weight, per month we will count it as 7,500. But here the monthly calculation is variable. We check the weight of the truck. If the weight of the truck is 20 tons, so monthly income will be 20,000. 1,000 per ton. I'll tell you one slight hint here. The weight in kgs is monthly. 20 tons is 20,000 kgs. And 20 tons into 1,000 is monthly income. You understood? If the weight of the truck is 18 tons, the monthly income will be, come on now, 18,000. If the weight of the truck is 17 tons, 17,000. 15 tons, 15,000. 13 tons, 13,000. 11 tons, 7,000. I was not playing game with you. You understood? So here it is flat 7,500. Here we take tons into 1,000. That amount is monthly income. Now check number of months where we will do upper round off and do that for every truck. That's how we do per ton, per month, per truck. Understood? Hello? Understood everyone? So ladies and gentlemen, this is your calculation of presumptive income as far as transporters are concerned. And calculation will be on the basis of ownership, not on the basis of usage. Because the story after this is too good. First 3 were conditions. 4th is calculation. After that, what did AD teach us? Is presumptive optional. So green color is happening for AE. Blue color happened for EDA. And green is for AE. If opted, no need to maintain any books of accounts. Can assessee offer higher amount? Yes. But if lower amount, just opt out. Maintain books of accounts. No adjustment from 30 to 43B. Still calculate WDV of all the blocks. But Advance tax will be applicable for all the 4 installments. Only last installment facility is for AD/ADA, and lock-in is also not applicable. Or think about it like this: A to L or E to L applicable for AD. Last point L not applicable. So till K applicable for ADA, and one more point not applicable. That means E to J will be same. Last 2 points not applicable here, but in ADA second last point is applicable. So only last point is not applicable. So if I may summarize what I have done for you: tick 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 means applicable, tick applicable, cross not applicable. If I have done the tick or cross in blue color, that I have taught you for ADA, and if I have done the tick or cross in green color, so that is applicable for AE, to give you the applicability or inapplicability of the points, because the other points are same, only the first 4 points, condition and calculation, differ. Concept is same, no presumptive. Understood? But in the transporters part, please listen, I will tell you the history behind it also. Have we understood that all points are same? Last 2 not applicable means lock-in not applicable, and all 4 advance tax installments. That means only last installment not applicable. Ye correct hai? My question is, are we going to do any adjustment like additional depreciation, etc.? 3243B? Arey, apply presumptive, take this calculation. After that, will we do any adjustment? Will we do any adjustment? No. Is this possible that this transporter is a partnership firm? Partnership firm is allowed? In partnership firm, there is a section 40B. The deduction of remuneration and interest. Interest within 12% and remuneration based on the calculation, actual, deed or book profit or book loss. Whatever is your calculation here, from this calculation you subtract 40B deduction, that will become your PG. Now, the other 2 sections have told us what? No deduction, no deduction, no deduction. Means 40B not allowed. At least normal forms were to covered in both. But in transporter, surprisingly, they are saying apply the presumptive ka calculation and do that partnership ka adjustment minus the 40B ka deduction. Sir, why? Now the history goes to 10 years. So anyone, once again, with due respect, anyone who has spent 1.5 decade more than that in this subject, I have spent 18 years. First time I studied tax in 2007. As a student and teacher put together, 18 years I have spent in taxation, and therefore with experience I can tell you that once upon a time there was only AD and AE. There was no ADA. As a newly qualified chartered accountant, I had to pay tax on actual profits. I did not have presumptive. Presumptive was introduced by Jetli ji in somewhere in 1617 for professionals, ADA. So before that there was only AD, AE. ADA was not there. Ignore ADA. Existing law, AD, AE. In both sections, it was said, compute presumptive. That was 8%, 6%. In fact, 6 also was not there. 6 was brought by Jetli ji. It was only 8%. And this was light truck, heavy truck. That also, those days, this used to be heavy truck 4,500. Light truck 4150. But over the years, the thresholds have changed. Calculate the presumptive amount and take 40B deduction was written in AD as well as AE. Both places 40B was allowed. Means basically for partnership firms taking presumptive, there was an extra adjustment in all the cases. We used to learn like this. 40B is not covered in presumptive. Separate adjustment you have to. One day suddenly Jetli ji out of nowhere said, why take 40B? Presumptive means presumptive. Why do calculation? So he removed that line from AD. That partnership firm also will apply 8.6 and that is final answer. What did we expect if he removed that line from AD? So he should have removed from AE also. That he did not remove. This is Jetli ji's work. Then he brought ADA. From first day only he did not mention anything about partnership. So 50% is final answer. But it's been so many years. So many amendments took place. If you now also observe, 2 crore, 3 crore ka amendment took place last year. 50 lakh, 75 lakh ka amendment took place last year. that 8% in addition to 6% took place few years ago. These calculations of light and heavy changed 3-4 years ago. But surprisingly, this one correction they have not made in a decade. That if they removed this line, apply presumptive minus 40B, that minus 40B they removed from AD, so they should have also removed from AE. Till date, they have not removed it. One day when I become the finance minister of the country, very soon it is a matter of time, talks are going on, announcement can come at any time, I will still complete your batch. I will either reintroduce this line in both AD-ADA or I will remove it from AE. At least that will bring consistency. You don't want to give, don't give at all the places. You want to give, then give at all the places. You understand or no? So for now, for the other two sections, whatever you calculate is the final answer. But for AE, after your calculation, minus 40B deduction if the assessee is partnership. Is that clear? All other points are same. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your presumptive taxation scheme. And that, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, badai ho, abhinandan, is your chapter called Profits and Gains of Business or Profession. 60% syllabus is over. 60 is only over. 60 is over. Both hai. For now, we will complete the few questions on presumptive that are remaining before we take a break and start capital gains. Ladies and gentlemen, this is page number 99, question number 57. Question number 57, page number 99.
Purchases for light goods vehicle on 29 April 24. The vehicle was put to use only on 31st March 25. Compute business income under section 44AE.
Can I say he has purchased the business, he has purchased the truck and used full year? He has used only for one day, 31st March. So will compute income only for one day, yes or no? No. No. One day also will be considered as 1 month. So compute for 1 month. No. Because we don't see usage. We see ownership. Ownership came when? April. And April also. Listen. From May to March to full month. April is part of a month. But part of a month will also be considered as full month. And therefore, it will be 7,500 into full 12 months. That is 90,000. You understood or no? Second question, 58.
Suppose a person has two trucks. One is large truck, gross vehicle weight 25 kg.
25,000 kgs.
25,000 kg. And second is small truck, gross vehicle weight 7,000 kg. Both trucks are used throughout the year. Calculate business income in financial year 24-25.
Trucks are used throughout the year. Now, the first one is large truck. What is the tonnage of this truck? 25. That means what will be the monthly income of this truck? 25 into 1000. By the way, the weight in kgs is only monthly income. And for how much time we have used the truck? Full year. So that will be 25,000 into 12. And the second truck ka weight is 7,000. That means, can I say second truck we will do 7,000 into 12? No, bro. We will be doing 7,500 into 12. This plus this is your PGBP. Are yes or no? तो बोल ना. 3,90,000. Everyone understood? It is very easy once you know the concept. Huh? Okay. Question number 59. Mr. Sukhvinder.
Mr. Sukhvinder is engaged in the business of flying goods.
ICAI is getting racist here. Bro, goods carriages, matlab they are assuming that it has to be Balvinder, Sukhvinder, Sodhi, etc. something. Racism. Okay. ठीक है. Whatever. They are not, if typecast नहीं हो रहा है that a particular community is only doing transport business. Any kind of discrimination on anything is called racism. We'll keep a lecture on that.
On 1st April 24, he owns 8 trucks media. On 2nd March 24,
2nd May 24.
On 2nd May 24, he sold one of the medium goods vehicles and purchased a light goods vehicle on 6th May 24. The vehicle was put to use only on 15th June 24. Compute his total income taking note of the following data. Trade charges collected 8,70,000, less operating expenses 6,25,000, depreciation under section 32 1,85,000, other office expenses 15,000, net profit 45,000, other business and non-business income 2,70,000.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. The business income as per books of account is clearly visible to you, 45,000. But is the assessee eligible for presumptive? Let's see. This is question number 59. 1st April he has 8. All are medium. Correct. Out of these 8, if you observe, 7 he has used for full year, no? Because on 2nd of May he has sold one. Plus he has also purchased one on 6th May. That means we have to calculate income for these trucks. This truck is sold, so its period will be separate. And this truck is purchased later, so this period will also be separate. First of all, identify out of 7, 1 and 1, which one is heavy, light and medium. 7 trucks, heavy or others, because calculation is different. 7 trucks, who nahi, heavy or others? So others, no? Medium is other, it is not heavy truck. No? 7,500. What about the one which is sold? Is also medium. And what about the one which is purchased? That means all of them have monthly income 75,000. But 7,500. But that 7,500 is per truck. So do you understand? Here we have 7 trucks. Here we have 1 truck. Here we have 1 truck. The only reason why we have separated them is that their months are different. For example, this is very easy. 12 months. Now focus. This. Sold on 2nd May. How many months? Sold on 2nd May matlab owned from 1st April to 2nd May. Arey, May only 2 days. But part of a month will be still taken. Fantastic. Give me the correct answer for this one, please. कर लो. Do it and give the correct answer. Time pass nahi. How? Explain. No. Purchased on 6th May. But this was used only from 15th June. But we don't have to see usage. We will see ownership. So you are right. 6th May. Continue. That means, can I say April to we have not owned the truck? April will be excluded. But May also 6th. No. But part of a month will be considered. That means, can I say May to March? 11 months. Finally, this plus this plus this will become your income as per presumptive. $7,27,000. Of course, as a tax consultant, this being lower of the two, we will suggest the taxpayer to pay tax as per actual, because presumptive is optional, not compulsory. Correct hai? So, question number 60.
Mr. X is engaged in wholesale business and does not maintain any books of accounts. His sales of the year amounted to 50 lakhs, out of which 30 lakhs received through account to check on or before the return date. Other details are bad debts during the year 2 lakhs, payment exceeding 10,000 in cash 3 lakhs. Last year he had opted for computation under normal provisions and business losses amounted to 75,000. Compute his business income.
Compute. He does not have books of accounts. So how will you compute? You will take his turnover. First decide whether he is eligible. Condition 1. Turnover should be up to 2 crore. Out of that, 30 lakh is allowed more. That means 20 lakhs should be in cash. Yeah, 40% cash. Threshold is only 5%. So is he allowed presumptive?
Yes.
For 3 crore limit, we have to see 5%. For 2 crore limit, you are allowed full cash also. Correct? Hai? Fantastic. Second condition, resident individual. He is Mr. X. And third, He is not doing agency business or transport business or specified profession. So eligible. So calculate. You realize 50 lakh will be split into two parts. 30 lakh is allowed more. So on this we will apply 6% and 20 lakh is cash. So on this we will apply 8%. Resulting amount giving you 3 lakh. Okay, wait. This is not our final answer. During the year he has bad debts. So we will give deduction of bad debts. No, because we are taking presumptive. Payment exceeding 10,000 in cash. So we will disallow. No, because not applicable. Last year he had opted for computation under normal provisions and business losses amounted to 75,000. Yeah, will we minus it? Yes, because business losses we are allowed to subtract. So when we subtract 75,000, we will get our 2,65,000. UAD not allowed, but business losses allowed. Understood? What institute did in that CA final adjustment? But we are to playing safe. We want to make sure that even CA inter students are clear about these concepts. These concepts are tested for final students. The detailed checking of section number knowledge, etc. Inter is rough superficial knowledge also you will be able to succeed in these exams. But that's not my target. So tomorrow when you come in CA final, you go in your articleship, you have to show it to the world in that articleship world that bro, you may be my senior, you may have cleared inter before me, you may have some work experience, but my taxation knowledge is still better. People should be jealous of you. That gives a very, very fascinating feeling when other people are jealous of you. Think about it. You have some talent which people don't have, they are jealous of you. It feels really good. Right now you don't have that experience because you don't have also any such talent. But that day when you will feel that, oh, people either appreciate you or are jealous of you. We want to get that feeling. Okay? Chalo. Raja.
Mr. Raja is a wholesaler, but no books of accounts are maintained by him. He achieved a turnover of 120 lakhs during the financial year 24-25. Of the above 40 lakhs has been received in cash. Rupees 30 lakhs received by account payee check by the end of financial year. 25 lakhs received by account payee check in April 25 and balance is still outstanding. Brought forward losses 1 lakh. Brought forward unabsorbed depreciation 50,000. Compute his business income.
How will we compute business income? We don't have books of accounts. Presumptive basis we will compute. Everyone is with me? So if we want to compute on the basis of presumptive, what do we have to do? We will have to segregate his turnover of 1 crore 20 lakh into allowed mode. So first we have to divide that into 8% turnover and 6% turnover. Okay. First that I have given us 40 lakh received in cash. That will come under 8%. Next is 25 lakh received in account. No, 30 lakh received in account pay check. Where will that come? 6%. Next, 25 lakh is received in account pay check, but in April. Next year we have received, not in current year. Till John, it is okay. Very good. And the balance is still outstanding. Bro, how much is the balance first? 25 lakh is still outstanding. Where will that go? बाद में debtor paid us in check. चलेगा नहीं चलेगा तो everything. Still 8% is the answer. Bro, what do you mean by chalega? So is the debtor asking for your permission? Is it? No. Your answer should be still 8%. So can I say 8% of 65 and 6% of 55 gives you what? Oh, M plus function, you know how to use or no? 8.5, is that our final answer? No, sir. We have brought forward losses of 1 lakh. Will we minus it? Yes. We have brought forward UAD of 50,000. Will we minus it? No. That means we'll minus only 1 lakh and that will give us our answer of 7 lakh 50,000. Are you understood, bro? Everyone, after this we had your partnership ka question 62 onward, 64, 65 partnership question also done. 74, 79 full-fledged questions done. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, congratulations, badhai ho, abhinandan. That is our chapter called Profits and Gains of Business or Profession. Today is a big, big, big day for you. Everyone clear? Chalo, we'll be starting capital gains at 2:30 sharp. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Devyo, Sajjano, Mitro, welcome. We go to the next chapter, the next head of income. By the way, we are doing C. Inter. Tax. Direct tax. Syllabus is over. Only two things left. NTTI and tax. NTTI is going on. NTTI has a total of 9 chapters. And what if I tell you from that we are still done with 4? Exempt income and 3 heads. Bro, in NTTI we still have 5 chapters. Sir, May 25. है ना? नहीं, but don't worry, same lecture is applicable for September 25 and Jan 26 also. Same lectures. Eh? हाँ, नहीं, we don't need any page right now. First time you are attending my lecture. We don't need any textbook in class. Income tax law, copy paste. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, while we say that we still have 5 chapters remaining for NTTI, time will be taken only in this chapter, capital gains. After capital gains gets over, you will not even realize when the syllabus gets over. And some are like, sir, now also we are not realizing. Morning is happening, evening is happening, days are coming, days are going. What is happening in our life? We are not realizing anything. You are talking about chapters and syllabus. No problem. But direct tax will get over very quickly. It's all about how quickly we finish capital gains. At the end of capital gains, we will actually claim 80% syllabus over. Believe me, the time taken to complete capital gains is the same as the time taken to complete the remaining syllabus after capital gains. The time taken to complete PGBP is the same as the time taken to complete capital gain is the same as the time taken to complete all the remaining chapters. Lectures will come, go, chapters will come, go, teachers will come, go. Please make sure that attempts don't come in. Because you are the only person who will decide. This time is the last time. Correct, eh? Ladies and gentlemen, 4th head of income in income tax law. Capital gains. To tax abnormal profits on sale of assets. Capital gains. First head of income. Now we will go in order. Only for classroom learning, we change the order. But first head of income in income tax law. Income from salary. Charging section 15. Second head of income. House property. Charging section 22. Third head of income. PGBP. Charging section 28. Fourth head of income. Capital gain. Charging section 45. What is the role of charging section? It is the charging section which says, hey! Do you have this income? Pay tax. Do you have this income? Pay tax. 15 says you have salary? Pay tax. Employer-employee relationship. 22 says you have house property? Pay tax. Building owner not doing business. 28 says you have PGBP, regular activity of sale of goods and services, net profit, pay tax. 45 says you have capital gains, pay tax. What exactly is capital gain saying? If you have got if you have got something called capital asset and plus cumulative condition, what you have done is something called taxable transfer. From today onwards, we will stop saying sale of assets. Sale is wrong. The correct word is transfer. Transfers are also of 2 types. Some transfers are taxable, some are not. Use your brain and understand. If I give a, no, I don't give. If you give your capital asset as gift to me, Have you transferred the asset to me? We can call it transfer, but it can't be taxable for you because you're not getting any consideration. So the transfer has to be taxable transfer. We will stop using the word sale. I permit you to say only transfer. Transfer is fine because we understand that when we say transfer, obviously we are not considering the exempt transfers. We are talking about the taxable transfer. If there is a capital asset, capital asset, capital asset, capital asset, and cumulative, there is a taxable transfer. When both of them happen, then and only then we will go and learn something called computation of capital gain. Computation of capital gain, if I have to keep it simple right now, it is the basic formula of profit that you have studied in life before. That was selling price minus purchase price. Here we just change the terminology to sale consideration and cost of acquisition. That's the formula of profit. It is the simple formula right now. Later in the chapter, we will learn the advanced calculation of capital gain. But the point is that we will go to this computation only if my asset is a capital asset and my transfer is a taxable transfer. If my asset is not a capital asset or my transfer is not a taxable transfer, I won't be doing this. I won't be doing this. This will happen only when these two conditions are cumulatively satisfied. Every head of income has condition: employer-employee relationship, building owner not doing business. If that does not happen, that head only will not get triggered. In this chapter, if any of these two conditions is dissatisfied, this head of income only will not get triggered. If I hear anyone speaking the word, sir, this is exempt because it is not a capital asset. Not a capital asset? That means capital gain is not triggered. And you say, sir, this is exempt, I will throw you out of the window. No. The word exempt is associated with incomes. If you have income, government does not want a tax, so we say it is exempt. But if this has not happened, that means income only has not happened. You can't use the word taxable or exempt. We will say capital gain does not arise. If it does not arise, then the question of taxable or exempt also does not arise. Capital gain will be activated, triggered, arise only if the asset is capital asset and the transfer is taxable transfer. If the asset is not capital asset or the transfer is not taxable transfer, if any one of these conditions is dissatisfied, so we will say exempt nahi, exempt word I will throw you out of the window. We will say capital gain does not arise. So no question of this. Means this will happen only when both these conditions are fulfilled. If any one of the condition is dissatisfied, you won't say exempt. You will say does not arise. I won't compute. Your answer paper should say this is not a capital asset, therefore no capital gain has arisen. This is not a taxable transfer, therefore no capital gain has arisen. Means I won't do this. See, understand what is exempt capital gain. I do sale consideration. I do cost of acquisition. I have a gain, but I will say nil because it is exempt. But if I don't do this only, that means capital gain has not taken place. My computation, that is sale minus cost ka formula, will be used only and only if capital asset and taxable transfer. You are understanding the difference between an exemption and an income not coming into existence only? In today's lecture only, I will test this and see how much have you understood. But one thing we are clear, that this chapter expects us to have knowledge of three things. First, I should know what is a capital asset, no? Because only if this is transferred, there will be capital. For example, a residential house. Don't say yes or no. We are only discussing. Is that a capital asset? The jewelry that you own, is that a capital asset? All the furniture or plant and machinery that we have in the classroom, is that a capital asset? Your textbook, notebook, pen, highlighter, calculator, pouch, are these capital assets? Your watch, your specs, are these capital assets? Your clothes, if you sell them, are these capital assets? Bro, if your family sells you in scrap, of course, that will result in capital loss. But are you a capital asset? Yes. Are you a capital asset? ये question है. Who will answer? Bro, section 2 definitions. We did not study section 2 at the beginning. I said as we do chapters, we will use it. Once I know what is capital asset, I can't go and compute. Because computation will happen only if the transfer is a taxable transfer. That is defined in section 247. Because if you are thinking sale of asset, sale of asset, sale of asset, you are not completely right. If I give asset and get money, that's sale. Taxable transfer, because I am getting consideration. If I give you my capital asset and in return I take non-monetary consideration, kind consideration, I give you flat, house, and in return I take gold from you. That is not sale, that is barter. Is also a taxable transfer because I am getting consideration. So we will today only stop using the word sale. Sale is, listen to the mathematical terminology here. Sale is a subset of the definition of transfer. Sale is one of the ways in which a transfer can take place. Sale is the most popular way, I agree. But transfer is a broader term. We will not say sale, we will say transfer. Taxable is assume, because exempt transfers, of course, the transfer has to be a taxable transfer. We'll have to learn sale, barter, what other ways. Only when both have happened, I will go and learn section 48, which is giving me the computation. I won't do this if asset is not a capital asset or transfer is not a taxable transfer. When any one of the two conditions is dissatisfied, I will not calculate. Hello? I will not calculate. I will not say exempt or taxable or exempt. I will not calculate only. Do you understand? So first we will have to learn capital asset. Then we will have to learn taxable transfer. If these two happen, then only sale minus cost will be done. So for that, we have to learn the detailed calculation. And if I teach you three things, chapter over. I have this habit of laying roadmap. For example, you do NTTI and tax, syllabus is over. In NTTI, you do allowance and perquisite, salary is over. You do GAV, municipal tax, standard deduction, house property is over. You do allowed, disallowed expenses, so PGBP is over. You do three things: capital asset, taxable transfer, computation. Capital gain is over. Capital gain is only three things. Three things I teach you, this will get over. If I finish three things, capital gain will get over. What are the three things that we have to learn to complete capital gains? Capital asset, taxable transfer, computation. Of course, computation is last because it will happen only if capital asset and taxable transfer. If any of the condition is dissatisfied, computation is not going to take place. ये clear है, correct है? तो ladies and gentlemen, first concept, section 214 has given us the definition of capital asset. What is capital asset? Because this has to be transferred. No, this. Now when I say house or gold, you get the confidence. Yes, sir. When I say your notebook, pen, pencil, calculator, or yourself, if sold by family in scrap, you don't get the confidence. But at the end of the day, examples won't help us. The meaning will help us. And meaning, what is included, what is not included. Meaning of capital asset is given where? Section 2, clause 14. Section 214 has given us two things. What are the inclusions in the definition of capital asset? What are the exclusions in the definition of capital asset? What are the inclusions? What are the exclusions in the definition of capital asset? Inclusions and exclusions in the definition of capital asset. Think about it. If my question gives me this, so I have to solve the question. I will say sale minus cost equal to capital gain, pay tax on this capital gain, assuming transfer is taxable. If my exam question is on this, what will I say? Exempt capital gain. Yes or no? No. What will I say? No capital gain has arisen. Of course, final answer is 0. But your answer has to be modified. No capital gain has arisen. Do you understand the difference? Pakka? Everyone? हाँ, तो ladies and gentlemen, so I want to know from you that do you agree that I have to calculate capital gain in these cases, and I don't have to calculate capital gain in these cases. So what should I teach you? The inclusions or exclusions? Both. Well, sir, one thing also you can't leave, sir. Otherwise, we will only remember what that one thing was. Okay. We'll do both. But remember, our focus is inclusions. Why our focus is inclusions? Because if the question is on exclusions, we don't have to do anything. Just say that I will not solve. So why will I not solve? Because it is not a capital asset. There cannot be any capital gain. Correct? Okay. Let us go and learn the inclusions. And can you believe this? They say everything. Everything. सब मोह माया है. Everything is a cap. Everything is moha maya. Capital asset. Everything. Take a 360-degree parikrama around yourself. Your neck is round. The Cartoon Network might used to happen. No? So you can turn and check. Whatever you see is a capital asset. हाँ, सही है. Perfect. So the computer, the laptop, my tab, is that a capital asset? Yes. The AC, the projector, the microphone system in the classroom, is that a capital asset? Yes. The fans which we have installed but we never use them, are they capital assets? Yes. You are given a choice, you'll switch off the ACs also, fans also, lights also, everything, save electricity. But are all of them capital asset? Yes. Because the classroom is very cold because of the ACs being on. I see a lot of you all wearing your sweaters, sweatshirts, jackets, whatever you call them. Are they capital assets? Yes. What do you mean by this? Your notebook, pen, pencil, calculator, are they capital assets? Yes. The specs that you are wearing, are they capital assets? Yes. Your clothes, if by chance you have to sell them, are they capital assets? Yes. Your bag is a capital asset? Yes. Bro, if your family sells you in, we call it scrap, bhangar. Agreed, it will result in capital loss because sale consideration will be too less. Zero almost. We might have to, for certain things, we have to actually pay money to throw. Debris होता है ना, debris, वो demolition, real estate demolition का debris, for throwing you have to pay. It may basically be a negative sale consideration as well. See, you know yourself more than anybody else does. But question is not whether it is going to be a gain or loss. Right now, the question is that a capital asset? Are you a capital asset? Everything that you see around you, is everything a capital asset? Yes. Yes. Hello. They further clarify. Everything is a capital asset, whether it is movable or immovable. Bollywood actor Akshay Kumar, in one of his movies, I remember that movie, he had this classic dialogue, and in his own style he used to say, "Apne ko kya? Apne ko kya?" Bro, what was the name of that movie? Boss. So whether the asset is movable or immovable, everything is a capital asset. Whether it is land, building, plant, machinery, furniture, fixture, everything is capital asset. Whether it is tangible or intangible. Tangible is something that you can see and touch. Intangible is something that you can feel. Hey, 2 tight slaps I will give you. Land, building, plant, machinery, tangible, drawing, design, patent, brand, intangible. Everything is a capital asset. Everything. Apne ko kya? Everything is moh maya. Everything is a capital asset. Anything that can be sold on the planet is a capital asset. Whether it is fixed or circulating, I'll explain, not what you are thinking. Desktop computers are installed at one place. They are fixed. If we want to move, they are movable asset. We can, remove all the wiring, cables and move it to another place and reinstall. They are movable, but they are fixed at one place. Laptop computers are also movable, but they are circulating. We can sit on one table, then we can move to another table. Laptops are circulating, whether fixed or circulating. Arey bro, see, understand. For example, a table. You keep it at one place, fix it with screws against the wall, it is fixed. Or some tables have wheels. You can move them from one place to another. They are circulating. To hell with it! Everything is whether fixed or circulating, whether tangible or intangible, whether movable or immovable, everything is capitalized. Which basically means, going by the definition of the inclusions of capital asset here, your notebook, pen, pencil, calculator, clothes, specs, pouch, water bottles, everything is a capital asset. Your house, your gold, your jewelry, your shares, your debentures, everything is capital asset. When I say your house, gold, shares, debentures are capital asset, somewhere you have that acceptance wala feeling, yes sir, capital asset, there will be profit on sale also. But at the same time, when I say your notebook, pen, pencil, calculator, capital asset, you are unable to digest it. If someone is told that notebook, pen, pencil, calculator are capital assets, you won't accept it. They don't appear to be capital asset. But bro, definition is in front of you. And if we rigidly go by the definition, all means all, no bro. Everything is a capital asset. While we are interested in the inclusions, because if the question comes on inclusions, then we solve it, otherwise we don't. तुम कुछ बोलता नहीं है यार. Let me start the record button again. Was I stuck for a few seconds? Now it is proper. It was not a system error. It was done purposely. Whether fixed or circulating, everything is capital. वो game था. I stay in the character always. There was no technical problem. It was done purposely. Whether fixed or everything is capital asset. We believe in having practical exposure, practical knowledge. Can you see our building is now going in repair, under construction? We want to make you understand the deduction of section 31. Repairs and insurance of building used for business. Purposely we are doing just so that we can make you understand. Practical exposure. And if the repair increases the life of the asset, so that amount will be capitalized. So it will give you a real life exposure of section 31 and 32. Therefore we did it. So everything has a purpose. Can you hear the repair sound coming? Can you hear the drilling machine behind me? Is the sound entering my recording mic? No? Take my joke. He stopped it only. He said, sir, too much of practical exposure. So much is also not required, otherwise they will not go for articles. So listen, whether tangible, intangible, fixed or circulating, movable, immovable, everything is a capital asset. Everyone is with me? Everyone is with me? Bro, but there is a twist here. And the twist is that if you define the inclusions in such a poor and horrible manner, so we have no choice but to go and learn. Because somewhere when we talk about our notebook, pen, calculator or bag, it comes in this. But our common sense is not accepting it. So everyone agrees about the fact that I have to bring about a change in the definition of capital asset in a way that I am able to keep my house, shares, debentures, gold, jewelry in the definition and remove your notebook, pen, calculator and bag and clothes etc. from the definition. And this will help you to do this. I was never interested in the exclusions, please understand. But now I have no choice but to go and learn the exclusion. In exam, I will solve a question. if the asset is anything other than this, because anything other than this is a capital asset. Anything that is not excluded is included. Because inclusions are poorly defined, I am heavily dependent on exclusion. I make you understand that I was not interested in, but I am doing it because inclusions are not appropriately defined. Clear hai? Ladies and gentlemen, which means what do you take home from here for exam perspective? What is capital asset? Anything that does not come under the exclusions will be considered as a capital asset. Correct hai bro? Everyone is with me? Chalo. So let us understand what are the exclusions one by one. Following assets I will not calculate. First, the easiest of all to explain, stock in trade. You can be having your stock in trade in the form of raw material, WIP, finished goods. This final accounts of manufacturer has become a part of foundation syllabus, 12th syllabus, which syllabus? Manufacture, that manufacturing account, and then trading P&L balance sheet. Hey Bhagwan, CA foundation account probably I think has 39-40 chapters. So basically that means foundation accounts have become bigger than intermediate. All the chapters that we studied as inter students are applicable to you as foundation students. So you think your course is more difficult than ours? Well, we gave 8 papers at inter and final and 3.5 years of articles. We'll take another birth to match that. Chal chhod. So you know raw material, WIP, finished goods. This can't be capital asset. Use your brain. You have brain. You want to know the translation of brain in Malayalam? Thala chor. Thala chor. Maybe the Malayalis don't like MS Dhoni. Thala chor. Use your brain and understand. Stop throwing things around. I know you may be MS Dhoni fan, but that is Malayalam. What do I do? When I sell something which is a part of my stock in trade, the income that will arise is PGBP. Will I pay tax on that income under PGBP? Everyone is with me? Now tell me, does the word all include all? And all will include stock also? That means stock in trade also is capital asset as per this definition. That means one thing I sell, anything in my stock, is giving rise to 2 heads of income, PGBP, capital gain both. How can one sale trigger 2 heads? And we all have common sense that stock ka profit will be classified under. So we have to remove it. But because inclusions are so badly defined, that can you believe that they have to actually write, bro, everything but stock can't come here because stock is already covered under. You understand how they have to remove anything that they don't want to cover? So be assured your notebook, pen, calculator will soon be removed. But for now, everything is capital asset except stock in trade. Like that, we'll finish this. There are a total of 6 exclusions. 6 things you remove. Everything else becomes capital asset. Why is stock in trade removed? Because stock in trade is taxable under. Fantastic. Next. Gold deposit bonds that were issued under gold deposit scheme 1999. Gold deposit bonds under the gold deposit scheme 1999. Anyone here who was there at that time? Oh masters थे ना 1999 में? अच्छा, people after 1999 have cleared their masters also. अरे हाँ, actually 26 years ago. Bro, I am growing old. I was there. 1999, I was there. But the logic of this exception dates back to 26 years ago. Once upon a time in Mumbai is the name of a Bollywood movie. And the storyline of that Bollywood movie is the logic of this point. There is a movie, Bollywood movie, Once Upon a Time in Mumbai, that is based on the life of a Mumbai Don called Haji Mastan. Ajay Devgan is playing the role of that Don, Haji Mastan. Ajay Devgan, who copied your Drishyam. And Haji Mastan had his assistant called Daud Ibrahim. Daud Ibrahim in that movie is played by a Bollywood actor called Imran Hashmi. अरे वो Once Upon a Time in Mumbai, तेरे वास्ते, that movie, क्या वो तो वही है. हाँ, इश्क सूफियाना, it is that movie. Then there was this one more, तुम जो आए जिंदगी में, bro, बाट लग गई. Is that what he said about me, right? हाँ, पी लो. We'll keep a session. Hey, when are you bringing a piano? अरे तो small मेरे my son का that small वाला device I bring here. नहीं, I am bringing, still you will not play. You want to get paid for it?
No.
What do you want?
My piano has chords and music already built. So I'm used to that.
You have to be used to everything. You have AC wala classroom, no exam will be make a month without anything, without proper fans. You have to be used to everything. If this one small lesson you will not learn at the beginning of your professional career, so things are not going to work for you. 15 years in your career, you can say that if the AC is not proper, I will not take the lecture. If the projector is not working, I will not take the lecture. That demand you can keep when you are at that stage of your professional career. Beginning of your professional career, you can't be keeping conditions. You should be saying, give me any opportunity. Give me any, bro, I will download a piano ka software. There are apps in the phone. On that, I will play and show how efficient I am. If it is the beginning of my career. So bring tomorrow. In that movie, they have shown the story. In India, once upon a time, there used to be a law called Gold Control Act. You may not know it. Chances are maybe parents also will not know it if your parents are not associated with the gold industry. If they are in their early 70s or late 70s, if they were born, so they may probably not be knowing it. If your parents are late 70s or early 80s, any parent? Early 80s. Late 80s to nahi na? Any late 80s wala parent here? Nahi na, early 80s. Thank God. So still there is few year ka gap between me and your parents. Going forward, 5 years later, there will be students whose parents are late 80s, which is same as me. My whole life will come down to, Mummy kaisi hai? You know the joke or no? Bro, slowly and gradually I am reaching that stage also now. So if your parents have any association with the gold industry, they may be knowing it. I am the only unfortunately educated person in my family. My brother is engineer, that is not education, we don't consider it. And my wife has a chartered accountant but joined me only 10 years ago. So like originally born in the same biological family, I am the only unfortunately educated person. My extended family, so my father's side, his brother, my mother's side, the brothers written off his bad debts. But the sister also, we in Hindi call her Masi, they are all in gold jewelry business. All of them. Same business. 2 o'clock they go office. And 7 o'clock they shut down office. In between they have break also. And most of the time they spend in doing accounts. So 3-4 hours they are doing accounts, which I can finish in few minutes. Their business dealing will be 15 minutes during the day. But still, the number of zeros that they have in their incomes are much more at the end, beginning. But yes, some say that, sir, so then don't you regret that you should have joined one of your relatives in the family business, then learnt a few things there and then started your own business? Every time I meet them, I see them talking to their clients, etc. on the phone. Sir, please buy my stuff. Sir, please send payment. They have to back to sell, then back to get their payment. They call sir whole world. Whole world calls us sir. That is the difference. And I consider that as a big difference. So all of them were in gold, all of them are still in gold jewelry business. A lot I have heard from them. I know the gold industry in and out. My entire childhood has gone in that. My father's business also was gold industry only. I have seen it in and out, and I know this, that at that time, if you had, during the Gold Control Act, it is abolished now, but if you had pure gold, that is 24 karat gold, today all the gold that is available in the market, unless you have knowledge, you won't ask the jeweler, but I am giving you the knowledge. Ask the jeweler what purity ka gold you are giving. Is it 995 ka gold or 92 ka gold or 72 ka gold? What do you mean by this? If you melt this jewelry, 995 means 99.5% content is gold, 0.5% is mixing. 92 gold means 8% brass copper. 72 gold means 28% brass copper. There are jewelers who will sell you jewelry of 72 melting and charge you for 92 melting. 995 is considered as pure. Means pure also has 0.5% mixing. But that difference is massive considering the gold rates. Always ask your jeweler what melting ka jewelry you are giving. And they give you verbal commitment, don't go by that. You have to take the hallmarking certificate. Only and only if it is hallmark jewelry, which will increase your cost. Because that hallmarking ka charges, the jeweler will may probably charge you. But just to save that, a lot of people don't take that hallmarking certificate. And then one day when they have to melt or sell that jewelry, you want to make new jewelry. So melt your old jewelry, convert into gold and pay the difference of making charges. You realize that there was very little gold in that. And jewelers have made massive money over decades only with this much kind of cheating. Pure gold ka possession was a crime in our country. If you are caught with 24 karat pure gold under the Gold Control Act, you will go to jail, bro. No penalty, direct jail. Possession of pure gold was illegal. It was that time when these Mumbai dons smuggled gold from Dubai. Dubai mein gold is cheaper. If you bring 100-gram gold chain also, so your Dubai trip is free. An idea is keep that gold chain in your lowest suitcase. Keep that suitcase on the luggage trolley. Keep more bags on that, and then keep your child on that top. And then go with confidence in front of the custom officer. Sir, bag checking. Sir, he'll say no. Go. Of course, don't celebrate. Huh? Just because you've crossed. Don't tell your family, hey, aa gaya. Leave the airport, sit in the taxi, reach home, and then celebrate. Please make sure you are not caught. I hope I am clear. Huh. 24 karat gold will put you in jail. So those people smuggled gold at that time and sold that gold in the Indian markets. This is how they became rich, whether it was the Don Haji Mastan, whether it was the Don Dawood Ibrahim. Then Dawood Ibrahim started importing arms and ammunition, drugs, etc. This is when his boss, Haji Mastan, told him that I will not allow this. I can only cheat the government, I don't cheat humanity. Haji Mastan used to basically smuggle gold, make profits, and help the poor people of his area. Even today, he is considered as God amongst the people of that particular area. Why? Dongri, Bhindi Bazaar, etc. He is still worshipped over there because he did a lot for the poor people over there. He was a don, but he helped poor people. But Dawood Ibrahim changed the way of working. He started importing arms, drugs, etc., which was spoiling people. Haji Mastan said, stop it. So Dawood Ibrahim killed his own boss. That's basically the last scene of the movie where Imran Hashmi kills Ajay Devgan. That's the reality. It's a reality wala movie. It's not a fictitious. It's not fiction. So basically, the point is pure gold is banned. That means people will not be having it. Correct? Then for those of you all who don't understand, let me be very clear. Anything that is banned is always available at a premium. That means you've not understood only what is happening. Gujarat has a no alcohol rule. You get more alcohol in Gujarat than any other state. When we go from Mumbai to Gujarat, we travel towards north. On the right, we have Silvassa. On the left, we have Daman. These are union territories where Gujarat ka law does not apply. From these territories, alcohol is taken to. In fact, it is much cheaper also. Any of our friend or relative is going to Daman or Silvassa and they ask, you want anything? Much cheaper, bro. Petrol ka rate on the highway and you enter Silvassa, it is like 5-6 kilometers inside. You enter the Union Territory, it is 10-15 rupees still cheaper. So if you travel from Maharashtra to Gujarat, already there is a difference of 10 to 15 rupees. And you take the trouble of just 6-7 kilometers extra, enter the Union Territory. So further 15 rupees ka difference in the rates of petrol. Because the state taxes are not applicable. The state excise VAT is not applicable. So Union Territories have cheap petrol. From these Union Territories, alcohol is taken into Gujarat. Do you know Maharashtra, Mumbai has banned pan masala and gutka? You don't know this? Pan masala, Rajnigandha, Bimal, Bolo Zuba Kesri. That is not pan masala or gutka, that is ilaichi. They are doing surrogate marketing. For example, Bagpiper, it's an alcohol brand. They are not allowed to do advertisement of alcohol. So they advertise Bagpiper soda, branding. Same thing they do for pan masala and gutka also. They say Vimal ilaichi because they are not allowed to do advertisement of pan masala and gutka. The sale and consumption is banned in Maharashtra. Are you aware? Any of our relative goes to Rajasthan or Gujarat and they ask us anything to bring. We say Rajnigandha. Bro, some days back, my wife was criticizing me that you are so old-fashioned. You are that traditional. Whenever we go out, ultimately pav bhaji and pizza. You don't like anything else. Why don't you try some Thai curry? Why don't you try some hummus with feta bread? Why don't you try some sushi? I asked, why don't you try Rajnigandha? Just see how it tastes. What logic is this? Why should I try things that I don't like? And what is that green color ka that thing which comes with this sushi? Wasabi. That is not green chutney. Aisa laga ke don't eat. Wasabi. Bro, you can do whatever. So listen, anything that is banned is always available in plenty. Hello. So gold was available. Everyone had it. And here is your government threatening you. Listen, this will explain the logic here. Oh, suno, citizens of the country. Do you know possession of pure gold is banned? Yes. Do you know that if we catch you, you will go to jail? Now we want to share that we already know you have gold. If we come, gold will go in government treasury and you will also go in government custody, jail. No penalty, direct jail. We give you one option. You come. Surrender your gold. We won't ask you any question. In fact, in return, we will give you gold deposit bonds. Bonds, hard copy. Arey, national emblem at the top. Yaha. National emblem. Arey, Sarnath pillar. National emblem, you know or you don't know? How many lions? 3, 4. One is behind. It does not come in photo. National emblem, no? Government ka stamp national emblem and you will be getting bonds. The bonds will regularly pay you interest. Gold is not paying you interest. The bonds are in safe custody. See, gold can be stolen. Bonds can't be stolen. They will be redeemed in your account only. They will be named after you. And most importantly, if we catch you with the gold, you will go to jail. But with the bonds, so we are only legalizing your illegal gold. So you won't go to jail. In fact, if you want to know more, once upon a time, India had wealth tax. There was wealth tax on gold, but no wealth tax on shares and security. So on bonds, there won't be wealth tax. But the beggar assesses, sir, something more, sir, please listen. If you sell gold, there will be capital gains. If you sell these bonds, there won't be capital gains. Bye. Bro, story mein don't forget what we are doing. होश में अरे what was the next one? तू मेरी बाहों में सिमटी है मुझ में समाई जिस कदर तू bro, come back to your senses and understand the point. What we are doing is exclusion, and whatever story I gave you was the story behind this exclusion. क्या बोला वो? To hell with you. Whatever you say does not make an iota of difference to me. I have taught thousands of students like this only, and people like me like this, whether you like or you don't like. क्या है? Was his joke funnier than mine? हो गया? ओ चिकू, हो गया? Okay. You understood the whole story? In the flow, you don't have to forget the story. Sorry, in the story, you don't have to forget the chapter. We are doing a chapter called capital gain. We are learning the definition of capital asset, and anything that is excluded in the definition of capital asset, you don't have to calculate capital gain. So if you surrender your gold and take these bonds, there will never be capital gains. Is that clear? Fantastic. Next, special bearer bonds. Anybody who has understood point 2 will immediately understand point 3. Now I am asking you a silly question. Is possession of undisclosed, undeclared income, money allowed? Concealed income allowed? No. Barabar. That means people don't have it. No? Huh? Everyone has. Anything that is banned, everyone does. Bro, if one day someone catches your phone with the password open, no? So most of the banned things will come out. Shivam recently downloaded Alt Balaji. No, it app hai. He knows it. Anything that is banned is always available. So people have it. Same threat government is doing or giving. You are coming or we come. If you come, so better. Because if we come, we will take away the money and put you in jail. If you come and surrender your money, once again, we will give you bonds with government stamp. Of course, now normally if shares and debentures are sold, bonds are sold, there is capital gain. So assessee is hesitant, sir, what about that sale part? Whenever you sell, we will not apply any capital gain on these bonds. Understood? Hello? Same logic. So what is the logic here? Removal of illegal money from the market. Removal of illegal gold done. Now removal of illegal money from the market. Bro, are you understanding? Okay, next. Gold bonds issued from time to time. Why I say time to time was, this has happened multiple times. It happened in 1977. It happened in 1991. Last time it happened was our government brought something called a gold monetization scheme in the year 2015. This was the latest. Gold monetization scheme 2015. Do not compare point 2 and point 4 because you won't find anything common in their meaning except the two words gold and bonds. Other than these two words, there is absolutely nothing in common. Nothing in common. Absolutely nothing in common. They are two different concepts altogether. In fact, these two have more common because this is illegal gold, illegal money. Now, what is this point for? Supposingly, you have tax paid money. Matlab, properly you have declared every rupee of your income to the government. Nothing illegal. You paid your taxes. Remaining money is yours. With that money, you want to make investment. You go and buy gold as investment from a shopkeeper by paying money in check and paying the GST as a consumer. Are you allowed to make that investment? You have the bill also. GST paid bill. Means on your income, you paid direct taxes. On purchases of gold as a consumer, you paid your indirect taxes. And you have the bill also, proof also. That means, have you done anything illegal? No. Now, why are people doing this? See, India is the largest consumer of gold in the world. Indians believe in investing gold. Gold का characteristic उनमें such. Gold is equivalent to cash when it comes to liquidity and high potential of returns when it comes to the question of an investment. Plus, if you want to make investment in property, you will need huge funds. Shares, you may invest in lower funds. Returns also may be higher, but they are extremely risky. Think about it. As far as gold is concerned, short term there may be price fluctuation, but long term gold will always be increasing. Every gold price, no matter how high it is, it's the right time to buy. Because if you compare gold ka rate 5 days ago or 5 months ago with today, it will not give correct picture. Compare gold ka prices on a year-on-year basis. This year compared with last year on the same date, take one date in a particular year and compare that date every year, and you'll always find that gradually it has always increased. It has always increased. Gold that was roughly of the rate of 27-30,000 at the time of my wedding in 2014, 10 years ago, is today 83,000. In 10 years, it has become more than 3 times. Of course, some external factors were during COVID, sudden shoot up in the price of gold, then Russia-Ukraine war. Remember one thing, basic financial management. Whenever there is any international calamity, stock markets will collapse and gold market will go high, especially war times. War times, stock markets collapse by general financial management knowledge. In war time, the world gets divided into who is supporting whom. And we impose something called sanctions on the other side. For example, US was supporting Ukraine. They imposed the sanctions on Russia. Sanctions means anybody in US, we are government, we can tell you, you will not buy anything from Russia. You won't buy any raw material from Russia. Now, for example, McDonald's, it makes burgers. For that, they buy oil from Russia. But if my government is not allowing me, I won't be able to buy. My business will collapse. And a lot of businesses are dependent on imports from other country. If that country is on the other side of the war and my government is not allowing me to buy, that means my business will collapse and that business will also collapse. Just when the world decided not to buy a single drop of oil from Russia, Russia had to reduce prices because nobody was buying. India went and purchased crude oil from Russia. And international media asked our foreign minister, external affairs minister, again from Tamil Nadu only, a gentleman called Mr. Subramaniam Jaishankar. Oh bro, 2 people from Tamil Nadu and one is difference of East and West. You see Mr. Jaishankar speaking publicly. That is the difference of education. Bro, he does not let the other person speak. He doesn't leave you with words, bro. That foreign media lady asked him, sir, why are you buying Russian oil? He said, Russia is giving us at a low cost. We are going to see our economy. You mind your own business. Who you? You who? Shut your mouth. Don't try to be India's boss. India is no longer that person who will easily allow anybody to become boss. We will do what we want. You are dependent on us. We are not. We have 150 crore people buying your products. We impose sanction on US, now your companies will come to a standstill. What is the quantum of business that Amazon is doing in India, or Meta, that is Facebook, Instagram, doing in India, or X, that is Twitter, owned by again Elon Musk, US? What are your business activities in India? You'll realize if we impose a sanction. Don't teach us. But due to sanctions, international markets collapse. Stock market will go down. And countries are accumulating gold. Because, understand please, whenever our country is under a natural or national problem, government needs gold reserves. The strength of an economy is the gold reserve of the government. So during war times, government accumulates gold. Gold ka prices increase. COVID time, same thing happened. Russia, Ukraine, same thing happened. And today, it is believed that China is secretly accumulating gold. Because China has some plans in mind already. Which is why you see continuous increase in gold prices. You may, at any point of time, probably get to see World War III. At any point of time. It may not be fought with weapons. So China is making bioweapons. It is not attacking you. It is just putting you behind rooms. We are coming across diseases we have never heard. We have never heard of coronavirus or COVID or anything like that. Then China exported one more HMPV. If that did not work, recently I see Every day in the newspaper, there is this new disease called GBS, GBS. Everyone is falling sick because of this disease called GBS. Somewhere China must have only sent it. Anything on the planet they will eat. Anything on the planet. Tangible, intangible, movable, immovable, fixed, circulating. China will eat everything. Human, inhuman, everything. Everything. A Chinese contractor was given contract to create a road in Himachal Pradesh. Road was not built, but all the stray dogs disappeared. They are Chinese, bro. They can do whatever. Governments want gold, and therefore during natural calamities they will increase. At the same time, people have invested in gold. Why, sir? What a beautiful asset this yellow metal is. You have 5,000 rupees. You come to our shop. We will give you gold of that much. You don't need to come with 5 lakh or 5 crore. Anybody saving a few thousand, no, you can buy 1 gram coin, 2 gram coin, 5 gram coin. We call them coins, guineas. Then there is 10 tolas, that is 100 gram gold bar. We call it gold biscuit. And then there is 1 kg gold bar. In gold market, as I said, I am born and brought up in that market. That market calls it Cadbury. 1 kg gold bar is called Cadbury. 100 grams is called biscuit. And 1 kg is called Cadbury. While they refer to it as Cadbury, today that Cadbury is roughly 85 lakh rupees. Not your dairy milk, just in case it was not clear. You can buy gold of any price, any quantity, and sell also. It will never be distressed. Property, if you have to sell, no, you have to sell at any cost. Gold, you have to sell at the appropriate market price. And believe me, dear students, if you want to buy gold or if you want to sell gold, you first find out the market price, because buying, selling will be different. I have relatives who are doing dealing in tons and tons of gold. Per day, they are doing sale purchase of 100 kg, 200 kg gold. So they have bulk discount received from suppliers. We pass it on to customers. You will get gold at a price lower than the market. And if you want to sell, you will get a price higher than the market. Challenge. No 194H. I will directly pass the contact. So no 19. But if you tell me, sir, can you come with me? So bro, then it is not 194H. It is 194J, professional fees. H is commission. J is professional fees. See, if I have to consume my time, energy, effort, and I have to come along, then bro, my time is precious. And I charge by the hour. I know some are like, hey, sir, no problem. You give us the contact, we will manage. I will not charge anything. But we understand one thing, and this is a typical habit of my community, the Marwadis. They want to accumulate gold at all prices, all cost, at all ages of life. Because the typical mindset of an ordinary Indian family, I can specifically speak about my community, but any ordinary Indian family is this, that somewhere at the age of early 20s, I will complete my education. After these many years, I will get married. After these many years of my marriage, I will have my children. And from that, after these many years, my children will get married. From my completion of education or commencement of earning to my children ka wedding, how much is the time space? Generally, that period is about 25-30 years. I start earning, I get married and have children, and my children get married. This is a massive gap. And Indian parents in general, and we Marwadi parents in specific, have only one passion or hobby in life. Get your children married. Indian parents, if they ever make a resume, the first thing that they will write as hobbies is marriage of children. It's their hobby. Believe me, now that you are in your end of your teenage or early 20s, any social gathering, you will definitely have this thing. You are next. You are next. You are next. Everyone must be saying these things to you, no? Do they? Next time in a funeral, you tell them you are next. I am giving you the reply. I told you that you have a lot to learn from me other than tax. I get paid only for tax. That is also too less. If your Indian parents are telling you at wedding functions you are next, then you tell them at funerals you are next. And as I said, you have a lot to learn from me other than tax. I get paid only for tax, that is also too less. We'll keep a separate batch for this. Ladies and gentlemen, for this entire planning period of 30 years, they have only one thing in mind. Accumulate gold, gather gold. Flake nahi hai, bro. Gold, yellow metal. And therefore, Indian cupboards, believe me, Indian parents ka cupboards, you also know they may or may not have secretly told you, secret hoga, they may not have told you. You just randomly open your parent ka cupboard, take one napkin and hit it hard like this. You'll see some gold falling from Kabaddi gold ka. Ye sahi hai. One day my mom called her in her room, bola come here. She said what? I said what? She's like, Arey, she called me, I asked what? Slip of tongue. Itna, this is not funny. I asked what? She's like, listen, if anything ever happens to me, you lock my cupboard and keep the keys with you only, don't give it to anyone else. Because initially there will be guests. One day when you all are settled, that day you and your brother both open the cupboard and do whatever you want to. She didn't say this to my brother. Because she knows, if he is given the key, one day it will be opened and it will be empty. Indian parents, they love the younger ones, but they trust the elder ones. Well, you won't cheat anyone, I am so sure. And the younger ones are, they're born cheaters. So she called me. In fact, she also gave me a list. Well, listen, over the years, I have accumulated so many things for you. So, Mr. X, our relative, has this much money. Every year, he pays this much interest to me. In case you want to know how I survive without taking money from you. Mr. Y has this much. Mr. Z has this much. I have given so much in cash to these people. I have given so much in gold. I was like, wait, type karna. Note karna. See, you have saved for me. So, it should be useful. By the end of that list, I was like, why didn't you tell me first? If you would have told me this earlier, I am unnecessarily dependent on my rich father-in-law. I don't need anything from him. You should have told me this earlier. She's like, if I would have told you this earlier 10 years ago, no, you wouldn't have been where you are today. You would have been somebody who is dependent, and I don't want that. So you have your own independent existence, and whatever is the saving, it is for you only. This is typical habit of an Indian parent. They are secretly accumulating gold for you and you don't even know. They are waiting for that appropriate occasion. Best occasion is that children come wedding, because there's nothing like that. But yes, they are secretly accumulating gold. Which is why what is happening is the government is not able to accumulate the gold reserve that it desires. And here they can't threaten you. Remember last time they threatened, hey, you come or we come. If we come, so gold will go, you will go. Both in government custody. Here they can't threaten. Why, sir? I have paid income tax. From the remaining income, I purchase gold as consumer. I have paid indirect tax. I have the bill. Nothing is illegal. So government is requesting you, please come and surrender your gold. And in return, we will give you bonds. We will accumulate the gold reserves. And on the basis of our gold reserves, we will be able to take national decisions. We will be able to do something called deficit financing. Oh, macroeconomics, all the concepts you left in options, I also know. You know what is deficit? Very easy concept. Government expenses exceeding income. How does the government finance those expenses? They print more currency. Why has the rupee devalued? Why? Because supply is too much. Government has printed currency every time it was in shortage. Or ghar ka printing press, no, so print. We have own printing press, so print. They printed so much currency. Every time they had shortage of funds. But our government cannot randomly print currency. They need to maintain gold reserves. Who will give? You will give. They are requesting. Now, what are your incentives? That jail part won't come. They can't threaten. But the other incentives. Gold can be stolen. This cannot be stolen. Bonds will pay you interest. Hello. Gold, there was wealth tax. Bonds, there was no wealth tax. And finally, one more incentive. On gold, there will be capital gain. On bonds, there will be no capital gain. Hello? Fantastic. Everything is a capital asset except the following. Next, rural agricultural land. Land in rural area used for agriculture purposes. Land in rural area used for agriculture purposes is excluded. It is rural and agriculture. Rural and agriculture. Matlab, one thing be clear. If it is urban, non-agricultural land, normal land, is that a capital asset? Yes, it is. Okay, fantastic. If it is urban, agricultural land, agriculture, is that a capital asset? Agriculture, urban, it is a capital asset. If it is rural, non-agricultural land, is that a capital asset? Yes. Why? Non-agri. What is excluded? Rural and agriculture. Rural and agriculture. Rural and agriculture. Correct hai? Sir. Why? To protect rural farmers. Farmers, rural farmers. See, understand. Anybody who has money to buy land in urban area is rich, does not need protection. But rural area farmers are going through bad times. While we are talking to each other, some farmers have committed suicide during that much time. We are not talking about the rich and well-to-do farmers of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan. They are making crores of rupees. Their geography is favorable. We live in a state called Maharashtra. Maharashtra ka farmer, Hindi we call it Kisan, Marathi we call it Shetkari. Maharashtra's farmer is going through the worst times. Maharashtra ka geography is, a varied geography. We have the Konkan region, which is moderate climate, not too hot, not too cold. But we have some extremely cold areas in Maharashtra, some extremely hot areas in Maharashtra. We have mountains also, the Sahyadri mountains we have plains also, we have everything. The geography for growing crops requires constant season, which Maharashtra, unfortunately, geography wise, it is not favorable. Maharashtra ka problem is that we have, on one hand, in areas called Satara, Sangli, we have got floods and crops are destroyed, and 100 kilometers away from that same village, there is not a single drop of water. Floods also, and shortage of water, that is sukha, Marathi mein we call it dushkal, in a range of 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers. Still, the farmers here are working hard. They are trying to grow their crops. If the crop is successful, they still make money. But when they need money, they don't get loans, credit from banking channels. They don't have tax records. So they have to rely on those landlords, those jamindars, those crocodiles who lend them money at 20, 30%, 50% per annum interest rates. Can you believe that? 50% per annum interest rates. Still they take the loan because if the crop is successful, they will be making money. But because of geography, if the crop is destroyed, the poor farmer will be left with nothing. He will have to kill himself. That's the only option left with him. But at the same time, poor guy knows that if I kill myself, because I am unable to pay this crocodile, he will harass my family behind me. So before I die, I got to repay his money. And there's only one way in which I can now repay him. You want to guess? Guess ka? Sell the gold, sell the land, repay the loan and commit suicide. Understand the chronology. Crop failure, sell land, repay the loan and suicide. So farmer sells the land and goes for suicide. So when he is going for suicide, income tax officer is asking him, where are you going? No, suicide. Why suicide? I sold my land because I had no other option. Bola, okay. Because I know you are going for suicide, I will not levy any tax on the land that you just sold. Rural agricultural land removed from the definition of capital asset. Because after this, poor farmer, no other option. Maharashtra's farmer is going through the worst times ever. Now don't argue by saying, sir, any same thing in Kerala also. In Maharashtra, I know the condition. It may be the same thing in any other state as well, but yes, the rich and well-to-do farmers of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan are also taking benefit of this. Any land in rural area used for agriculture purposes will be excluded from the definition of capital tax. Is that understood, everyone? Now, used for agriculture purposes, we know basic operations. But what do you mean by rural area? Because please understand, if this is our country, because I would have done this, but then again you will say, so if this is our country, there are agricultural lands everywhere in the country. If this is rural area, then this is not a capital asset. But if this is urban area, it is a capital asset. So they have actually given definition of rural area. This is rural. So this area ka land, if agriculture, is not a capital asset. Outside this area, any land will be considered as capital asset. Correct? Hai? And within this area, non-agricultural land will still be considered as capital asset. In rural agriculture. So we need the definition of rural area. You understand or no? The definition of urban or rural will depend on population of the city, town or village. That will decide whether that area is urban or rural. Urban rural ka classification is dependent upon population. If the population of that place is less than 10,000, that means, can I say it's a very small village? Then the area of that village will be considered as rural area. So one thing we can understand, any village of the country that has population of 4, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,999, that's a rural area, but only agricultural land excluded. One thing be clear, non-agricultural land is always capital asset and urban agricultural land is also capital asset. What is excluded? Come on, rural agriculture. Less than 10,000 is rural area. If the population is equal to 10,000, then your own area, if the population is equal to 10,000, then your area, your village ka land will be considered as urban. So this land will be included. But the moment you step outside this village, you will be in rural area. See, understand, this is the village. If the population of this village is less than 10,000, 6, 7, 8, 9,000, so this area will be considered as rural. If the population of this village is 10,000, so this area will become urban. But this area, first step outside this village, will be considered as rural area. First step outside the municipal limits will be considered as rural area. You understood? The moment your population touches 10,000, you become urban. Anything rural is outside your area. But if your population is less than 10,000, so you become yourself rural. You understood? So actually they have not given definition of rural area. They have given definition of urban area. They say any city or town with population of 10,000 is urban area. Means less than 10,000 will be, come on, rural. And greater than 10 I am discussing. Don't worry. Okay. Next. Your population is greater than 10,000 but up to 1 lakh. First of all, if you have crossed 10,000, so goes without saying, is your own area definitely urban? Because your own area becomes urban at exact 10 also, plus a 2 kilometer radius outside your own area will be considered as urban. But we are interested in which area? So outside 2 kilometer will be considered as rural. Understand? Understand please. This is the village. This population is 80,000. Is it between 10,000 and 1 lakh? So this area will be considered as urban. this 2-kilometer area will also be considered as urban. Rural will start from outside 2 kilometers. You understand? If own population is 0 to 9999, own area will become rural. If own population is 10,000, own area will become urban. Rural will be outside. If we cross 10,000, then up to 1 lakh, own area is to urban, plus outside my own area also a radius of 2 kilometer will be urban. So rural will start beyond 2 kilometer. We are still not done. Next, is it possible that the population is greater than 1 lakh? Up to 10 lakh. One thing is for sure, I don't have to even explain this. What will my own area be considered? Minimum kilometer of urban outside own area also. Minimum radius to tell me no. 2 to minimum no, because 2 to happens at 10,000, greater than 10,000 also. Own area plus 6 kilometer radius will be considered as urban. And we want which area? So outside 6 kilometer you will get rural. You understand? One more time. Supposingly population is 5. So this city is urban, and outside this city 6 kilometer is urban. So rural will start. You understood? As we are progressing, more and more area is becoming urban. Last thing that you have to learn here. If the population is more than 10 lakh, and all the queries that you have in mind, I know that I will answer at the end. Control your queries. Just understand what I am explaining. Own area is definitely urban. Also commit to make a minimum guarantee kilometer radius of urban. 2 6 also. 2 more. 8 kilometer radius outside your city will be considered as urban. That means if we are interested in rural, outside 8 kilometer will be considered as rural. So let us understand. Now that it is over, because after 10 lakh till infinite, it is this rule. This is that city, town or village. If the population of this city, town or village is less than 10,000, 0 to 9999, then this area itself will become 0. If the population touches 10,000, so this area will become urban, but here it is rural. First step outside is also rural. If the population becomes greater than 10,000, but up to 1 lakh, so this area is the urban, plus radius of 2 kilometer is urban. So rural will start from there. If the population crosses 1 lakh also, so this area has to long ago become urban. Minimum 2 also has become, but not just 2. 6 kilometer will be considered as urban. So rural will start after 6 kilometer. Now last one you will explain if you are understanding. If the population is more than 10 lakh, own area urban, outside own 8 kilometer urban. So rural will start after 8 kilometer. As our population increases, the distance of urban will increase, rural will start beyond that distance. So the rural land has to be beyond that distance and plus used for agriculture purposes. That land will be excluded. And your query of course is, sir, this land, supposingly Mumbai city. Mumbai ka city population more than 10 lakh. Go to the other station, right? You will find 10 lakh people. More than 10 lakh. So one thing everyone agrees, that own area is urban. Badlapur also is urban. That's not Mumbai by the way. I'll come to that. If you cross Mumbai ka limits, till how many kilometers you are still in urban area? 8 kilometers. Now we are saying, sir, after 8 kilometers rural will start. No, wait. After Mumbai, there is a city called Thane. Thane ka population is also more than 10 lakh. So if you have crossed Mumbai but you are in Thane, you are still in urban. Then you have to cross that city. Till 8 kilometers, you are still in urban. You have to go beyond 8 kilometers of that city also. This land should not come in the radius of any other land. It has to be literally a highway land. So you go from Mumbai to Pune. First you are in Mumbai. 8 kilometers outside Mumbai is still urban. You are still in another city called Navi Mumbai. That is also having population of more than 10 lakh. It is still urban. You cross Navi Mumbai till 8 kilometers, it is still going to be urban. Then after that 8 kilometers, you see, are you still coming in the radius of any other local authority? Then you are in urban. But if you are not coming in the radius of any city, for example, Mumbai to Pune highway, on that highway, take a land which is beyond 8 kilometers from that city as well as this city. It is not coming in the radius of anything, that will be considered as urban. It should not come in the radius of any other local authority also, if that was the query. You understood? So own population 0 to 9999, then to don't go outside only, inside only it is rural. Equal to 10, inside urban, outside. More than 10,000, inside urban, 2 kilometer urban, outside 2 kilometer. Greater than 1 lakh, inside urban, 6 kilometer urban, outside 6 kilometer rural. And greater than 10 lakh, inside urban, 8 kilometer urban, outside 8 kilometer rural, provided not within 8 kilometer of anything else. Is that clear? The definition? 2 points note. 1. Population we will see as per latest census. I hope you are aware that 10 years, every 10 years India there is population census. So that population you don't have to see, sir. Yesterday we were 9999, but today we have become 10,000, sir. Sir, Akash ke yahan. Bro, Akash himself will create one urban area. No. Bro, Akash will ensure that 8 kilometer is urban. Acha, chhod Akash. Bro, chhod. You understood latest census? And second, we have to see aerial distance. See, understand. Supposingly Mumbai city. This is a nearby city. Now, if we have to do road travel is like this because maybe it's a ghat area. This distance is 20 kilometers. So this land appears to be outside the range. No, bro, you won't be checking the road travel. You will be saying this is the end point of Mumbai. From here, aerial distance may is it coming in 8 kilometer radius. The distance will be calculated aerially, not road wise. If it is coming in 8 kilometer radius on the basis of aerial distance, it is still going to be considered as urban area. Understood? And population will be taken from the latest census. This will give you the definition of what, bro? Bro, exclusion nahi. Rural area. Bro, stop sleeping in class. Stop sleeping. You are too fond of sleeping, partner. No. The classroom is not for morning, so you are sleeping only. No, the chai did not work, bro. Maybe you should try something else. Ha. You understood or no? So, bro, everyone clear? We are doing exclusions in the definition of capital. Bro, we are doing a chapter called Capital Gains. Fourth head of income in income tax law. Charging section 45. Two conditions will trigger capital gain. The two conditions are capital asset taxable transfer. Capital asset taxable transfer. If both conditions are fulfilled, then only calculate. If anyone is dissatisfied, then you will not say exempt. You will say not arising. So we go to three things we have to learn: capital asset taxable transfer and computation. Capital asset inclusion, exclusion. Inclusion is what we are interested, but so badly defined that we have to focus on exclusion. What are excluded till now? Stock in trade, gold deposit bond, special bearer bond, gold bond time to time, and rural agriculture, everything. Is that clear? Hello. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, this was your fifth point of exclusion. Tomorrow's lecture will start with point 6. And when I start the next lecture with point 6, my question will be point 6 of what? Of what? Exclusion. Look forward to tomorrow's class, bro. It is going to be a really entertaining class. I know all lectures are, but tomorrow will be very fun. Second, listen. मैं last point खत्म करके I will leave you. Then it is big, therefore I am leaving you before time. So listen. We have started capital gains. It is my humble request to you, especially the undergraduates, the college going students who have other people pursuing CA. Please take, I had long ago told you, please take an opinion about capital gains. You did not. Did you? College में external exam है sir, वो है internal, that only. For that we will not come to class, therefore we will bunk a lecture. You had the brain to come and tell me all this, but when you went in college, you did not ask them about it. Please talk to other CA students and take an opinion about capital gains, because we want to prove them wrong. So at least first form that opinion. Don't do. You, all those who nodded your heads. Tomorrow I am going to pick you up and check record. You will have to prove on message or on call recording. Whom did you ask about capital gain? I will take evidence from you. Without that, I will not allow in class. Okay? Please take your opinion about capital gain. Any doubts, those online? No? I'll see you tomorrow, please.